Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the final round of the Sprint Series. We're at Suzuka tonight for ugly livery round, and there's a few absolute beauties out there on track at the moment. But joining the commentary box with me tonight is not Samwise, who seems to have disappeared off the face of the earth. We've got Alex Bowen and Sean Muller. G'day, Alex. How are you, mate?
I am well. How about you?
I'm very well, thank you, sir. How are you feeling tonight? You missed last week, I think?
Yes, I did miss last week. I was quite focused on mid-year exams and having to DJ for a school social.
Ooh, DJ, that's more important than the exams, mate. How did that go?
It was crazy because I was only meant to do for the senior school like years 7 to 12. Ended up doing the primary school social as well, so
nailed
I was
it.
flat out.
Future DJ Bowen in the house.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
The DJ, the boy from Repugnip's a bit long.
Yeah. It is a bit long, I will admit.
It still works. And g'day, Sean. How are you, sir? Are you feeling all right tonight?
I am better. Looking forward to some ugly liveries. My week's definitely has not been exciting as Alex's, though. DJ and exams. Wow, Jeez, I feel old.
What a combo.
I know.
Well, I mean, not only that, but I've also been doing some work experience this week. Been doing a lot of computer repairs.
Oh, is there a thing you can't do, mate?
I don't know. Register emotions. There you go.
Oh, I'm sure you can. You sound excited about your DJing, so that's an emotion.
Oh, I was exhausted afterwards.
And exhausted?
It was
That's
great. Yeah, it was a crazy night.
Nah, how's the exams going?
Mid-year exams finished all last week, and they went well, really well, from what I can gather. So
Very nice.
hopefully we can carry that on throughout the rest of the year.
All the best with it, mate. Oh, it's been a long time since I've done exams, and I don't miss them whatsoever. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, they can definitely be quite the stressful time, but I mean, at least in year 11, it's only just getting a taster of what you're expected to do in year 12, so it doesn't have as much with it, but yeah, there's definitely still a hell of a lot of stress that comes with it.
Yeah, very much so, mate. Keep your head down, make sure you focus on it, and you'll smash it. You absolutely smash it.
Yeah, that's pretty much my mindset when I go into any SAC or exam. Just head down and focus.
Yep, that's all you can do. G'day, chat. How are we? JC's gone bang. No bots at the moment. Get out of here. I don't know who started this bot shit, but I tell you
They
what.
seem to appear every second.
Why does this channel
10
get
minutes.
it? If someone's done something naughty and sent him this way. G'day, Jan, Matt, Adam, Attack, Craig, George, Sean, Damien. How the bloody hell are you? We're missing a commentator who's just disappeared off the face of the earth. I might let you and Alex and Sean take it away for qualifying.
Go.
Yeah, happy to.
Dominate it and try not to vomit with some of these liveries.
That
Alright,
will
we'll
be very
try.
difficult.
No guarantees.
Alright, cheers, Malt.
Thank you. So here we are at Suzuka, fantastic racetrack. This one, 5.8 kilometers in Japan, in Suzuka, of course, owned by a corporation of the Honda Company. Yeah, and one of two FIA Grade 1 figure 8 circuits.
Interesting. Speaking of interesting, I will say that was a bit of an interesting pit exit there from the McLaren Osaskas. Crossing the pit line to try and avoid contact with other cars. I'm not sure if that will be looked at, but yeah, we'll have to see where that goes at the end of the session. But interesting start to the session here at one of the best tracks in the world for qualifying.
Yeah, it's an absolute beauty to hot lap this track. One of my absolute personal favourites. Really rewarding when you nail a lap around here. So looking at Mr. Bishop on screen at the moment, that livery's actually nice. I like that one. Nice and blue. Not really ugly, that one, is it?
I have a feeling some missed the memo for this week, but I mean, at least Mr. Bishop has chosen the BMW to bring forward that disgusting look.
Well, I mean, it is the BMW. We all know my feelings on that, so...
It's as if it's a broken record at this point.
So, of course, Matthew Lamb is leading the championship at the moment from Capilano. Reynolds in third, Kyrudin there in fourth, and Van Villet in fifth spot. So look forward to see how they all go tonight. Lamb has absolutely dominated this season. 3 wins, 4 podiums, 7 top 10s, and 4 poles.
I mean, was it really in doubt? He has been fantastic this season. Ooh, that BMW in the background. Ooh, that does not look. That does not look kind. I mean, this car, I appreciate it. It looks good, and I mean, the New South Queensland name, obviously, poking fun at the whole state of origin stuff that's going on at the moment between New South Wales and Queensland. It's a very nice livery, nice touch. Not quite on theme, but I'll give him credit here to Mr. Hignett. He's done a very nice job to capture both New South Wales and Queensland in the livery.
Yeah, very nice job as a Victorian. Not really liking any of that, but yeah, no, I'm a big fan of Mr. Hignett as well, so I like the way he goes about it.
Yes, very much so. I mean, I'm also a Victorian, but I can appreciate it when, yeah, combining two completely opposite teams who absolutely despise each other and put them into something like this.
So JC's popped a question in chat. How many in the 59s tonight? And the Tasty T's gone with 6. I'm going to go with 5.
I reckon I'm going to go with 7.
Ooh. Currently track temp is 26 degrees. Optimum, no sign of any moisture in the sky. So nice, dry, fast Suzuka. So we're just going to wait for some times to pop up. Yep.
We'll see what Benjamin Hignett can do in his Bentley. The Bentley doesn't go too bad around Suzuka. It's not the best, not the worst.
What I can do, though, is murder those curbs there at the Casio Triangle.
Absolutely. It is a king when it comes to curbs. But we'll see what Hignett can do as he crosses the line shortly, and he gets in a 2:09.
Oof, that is quick already.
And JP Sneakus already into the 59s, 59.7 in his disgusting BMW.
Okay, Reynolds now. I expect Reynolds to be very close to the 59s as well.
Oh, we have some close drivers on track. That could cause... Reynolds only 5th in a 2021. That's an interesting time for Ashland Reynolds there. He's normally one of the quickest drivers, whether he's made a mistake.
There it is. Lamb straight to the top with a 59.3. Bang.
I mean, as I said earlier, was it really in doubt?
Good try to add a bit of drama.
Of course, but yeah, Matthew Lamb's just been on a completely different level this season. He has been fantastic all the way through and has shown exactly why he has been the clear leader of the championship. As Reynolds hits quite a bit of traffic here, that's not going to do him any fortunes on this lap.
Worst spot to his traffic as well. The dingers and then coming into the hairpin is just nowhere to go.
I mean, also, I don't think you're allowed to overtake another driver who is on a hot lap. So if you catch up to a driver on a hot lap, that's on you.
There's Kyrudin. Beautiful McLaren. Now, I've driven the McLaren around here a couple of times. I love driving this car around here.
The McLaren is really nice around here. It's just able to really hit those curbs, or hit those apices nicely. Can't really hit the curves. It's seen maybe a touch wide there from Kyrune. We'll see where this lap stands. But yeah, with how low down the McLaren runs, it can't hit the curves as hard as other cars, but it can definitely round the corners quickly.
See where this puts him. I thought so. Yeah, I reckon that was a track cut at 130R.
Yeah, it seemed like it. So he's got this lap to get it on, or otherwise he will not be very, very happy. He'll be starting right at the back with Kyron. We see Capano. What can he do? Second in the championship, I believe you mentioned earlier.
Correct.
And he
Goes
goes
to
to a
third.
59.6.
That's 4 drivers in the 59 so far.
Do have a couple in the pits, Hignett and Zarskus, so they will not be improving upon their times. Ben Curtis also in the pits, so he won't be putting a time on the board.
And in terms of ugly, that is right up there.
Honestly, I think that's better than his Joker livery.
Ooh, hot statement there. Alex firing in hot with the controversial one.
Well, I mean, his Joker livery was a mix of purple, green, black, or something, so wasn't very appealing, but, like, that's still ugly, but it's still better.
Here's my man Charles Clark and the beautiful Porsche for D Voodoo Motors. I do like that team name. It's a little wide there into the S's. Such an important part of the track, this.
Yeah, the Porsche would be quite good through here. It's always nice through these twisty bits. Oh, but he's a bit wide. That's going to hurt his time. And the Porsche will struggle on the straights at the start, at the end of Sector 2 and through to the line. But he's going about his business all right at the moment, using as much track as he dares.
Getting down in the hairpin. This is where the Porsche is really in its wheelhouse. With the best brakes in the business. Turns it in, and it struggles here. Really, every time you go along this through 200R and also the backstretch, you're just wishing for an extra 10, 15 more horsepower.
Yeah, definitely. It's not the fastest car in a straight line, that's for sure, but when you get to a corner, oh, he's getting very loose. He's pushing the car to the absolute limit right now. Playing with the wheel as much as he dares.
Well, I said though, for such an awesome track, whoever decided spoon curve was a great way to make a corner really needs the head red.
Yeah, it's like the Oshersleben turn 1 where it's just a 90-degree chicane. But anyways, Charles Scott comes around the final corner now at Casio Triangle. Can he improve on his P13 position? Possibly move into the top 10? He will come across the line now, and he moves into P9.
Good lap.
Here's another Porsche of Aaron Lee coming through Casio Triangle now. It's a very nice livery on that. Definitely not a part of the ugly livery round, unfortunately. But Aaron will come onto the straight now. The Porsche struggling for straight line speed. Where does he put the Porsche?
Nice.
Up in the P9.
Well done, Aaron. Great lap.
And it looks like Matthew Lamb did get a 58.9 in, so that means there was only 4 drivers in the 59s. Because technically Matthew Lamb was not in the 59s.
Ah, I see what you did there. Very good. So Lamb from Herbert, Capilano, Kyruden, Sonikas, Bab, Hignett, Zarkis, Lee, and Clark are your top 10.
We'll say that's a very nice effort there from Regan Herbert to get up in the P2 in the Honda. The next Honda down is P11. So that's a nice effort there from Herbert as we take a look at the grid now. So we've got Capano on the left, and then Sonikas.
Oh dear, oh dear, Peach, oh dear, wow, we.
Oh, JP, what are you doing?
That is high level ugliness.
Let's see what else we can find throughout the grid. Honestly, a lot of them looking quite okay.
Ooh, I'm not sure about that Ferrari.
Oh, that Aston.
Oh yeah,
the 83 of McLean. That's I don't know what to think about that one.
Gold and the pink with the chrome red rims.
Oh, the red rims. That is one way to make an ugly livery.
Ah, yes,
Yes,
there it is.
here it is.
The king of the ugly.
Yep, fantastic. I mean, tonight it seems that the ugly is taking. Oh, is that the Nissan there?
Oh,
The lime.
wow.
Oh, and the purple. Oh, the purple rims. Oh, what is that?
That is a
Oh,
disaster. Oh.
oh no. Ah,
Is
why?
straight from the early 90s, that.
Yep. Then Lexus being Lexus can't do much about that.
Oh, that Ferrari.
Oh, that
Oh,
the
there we
front.
go.
It's not white. It's just a real ugly beige sort of color. Like the green rims white. No. And then
Oof, that's.
okay, no, okay, I take it back. Now we've gotten a closer look. This is rather disgusting,
Red rims, pastels.
and
Um,
even worse, it's on the BMW.
exactly. Yes, the banana jag. Love it.
I'm quite disappointed that the safety car wasn't given its own ugly livery.
That's true. So safety car rolls off now, so I'll be on a full formation lap.
And we've got what, 2 30-minute races tonight by the looks of it.
Yep, so it is a super sprint. So 2 30-minute races. Then the top 12 will be reverse grid. Then we'll have super qualifying, which is from 13th down. Yeah, I remembered that off the top of my head. Woohoo!
Last round of the season, you've got to get it right.
Yeah, I know. It's taken me long enough.
Yeah.
So who's your pick? Who's your pick for tonight?
I think it's got to be Lamb. He's just been on a completely different level this season. I think the fact that he was the only one to get into the 58s shows that he means business. Although, I will say the Honda is quite good around here from memory. So I wouldn't discount Regan Herbert from getting a good finishing position tonight either.
In terms of qualifying surprises, Van Villet's the big surprise to me, down there in 16th or 15th.
Yeah, he's had good qualifying pace throughout the season, but
Oh,
yeah, it just seems.
oh,
Oh.
what happened there?
Um,
So, yeah, no, someone got this. That sign rider definitely needs to be fired.
that's interesting. But yeah, Van Villet's had good quality pace this season, but yeah, struggling down in 16th compared to Copano up in P4. So may just be struggling to get the maximum out of the car here at Suzuka. It's easy done though because of how technical the track is.
It's one of those tracks as well. If you get through the first sector and you're down, it's so hard to recover it.
Oh yes, because you get yourself into a rhythm in that first sector, and it's really hard to break free of that. That's what makes this track so difficult for overtaking. I mean, it's difficult for overtaking because you just don't have enough corners that you can actually get up the inside at convincingly, but definitely the fact that you have to try and break free from a rhythm to get an overtake done, that definitely hurts you somewhat as well.
So I'll line up now, double file. Come through the fearsome 130R, one of the best corners in the world.
It's it's a very tricky corner. Like, yes, in the F1 cars it's completely flat, but in these it's very, very different depending on the car that you're driving, and it can make for a really nice challenge. It's just got that right amount of angle on the corner that, yeah, it makes it tricky.
All right, so here we go. Final round for Split Blue. Race 1 of the Super Sprint from Suzuka. Lamb is going to lead us away from pole. Herbert in second, Capolato in third, Kai Rudin in fourth, Sonikas there in fifth. So all our big hitters About to
They need to
unleash.
move across to the grid. The front,
Yes.
they need to move across to the grid slow, or else they're going to be penalised.
Oh, look at that. They're not in a straight line. You're supposed to go through your grid spot, but we are racing. So head down now towards turn one. Really got to sort yourself out here. We've seen a lot of drama in the past. They go 3 wide there in the background. Rowe gets it through those. Nice move by Rowe. Really took advantage of that. Fired it straight up the inside. He's made a couple of positions there already.
Yeah, that was a fantastic move there from Rowe. As we see, seems everyone's gotten through somehow, but those front few on the left-hand side may get looked at for not starting from their grid slot.
Yes,
They need. Oh, is that?
Oh, someone's gone.
That's Regan Herbert. Done well to save it, but he's going to lose a lot of positions now. As Rowe having a look around the outside, you're not going to get moved on there.
Doing the concertina effect here.
Bit of a tap there from the BMW on the Porsche, but they get through just fine, and we're still moving.
Here at Lee at the moment, really trying to hold off some really angry cars behind him. Van Villet's in there as well, up to really moving, trying to move his way up.
So easy to make contact at the hairpin and just slightly spin your opponent around. It's so easy to do with how sharp of an angle it is, but everyone's gotten through. So props to Split Blue, being a very clean split all season, and they're showing us exactly how they roll here right now.
Van Villet currently chasing. Looks like Lee, but up the front, Lamb. Look at that, 0.9 already. He has got the foot down.
Yeah, he's definitely broken away, although still that start procedure will be investigated, I bet. And unsure of how that's going to be looked at, because it seemed that just everyone was following each other and he saw just eventually broke out into a line at the grid slot. As we see Rowe try to go around the outside of Regan Herbert. You've got to be ballsy to get a move done here, but oh, he's trying to squeeze him. Can he hold? No, he cannot, but it's a nice attempt there from Rowe.
Definitely credit for trying. I'll give him that.
Yeah, I don't think I'd have the balls to try that.
Yeah, no chance.
Not let alone this early on in a race. But still, we move on, and the order at the moment is Lamb, Clapano, Kairudan, Sanikas, Bab, Ignat, Zarskus, Herbert, Rowe, and Clark, the top 10, with Crossland, Lee, Van Villet, Piper, and Taylor just outside.
So, Mr. Bab there's just snuck his way up to 5th nicely, hasn't he? Of course,
yeah, he's had a nice start.
Wants to make up for the disaster that was the last round, if you didn't catch that. Major sad face for Mr. Bab.
Rip.
And he has changed cars. Oh, I've just noticed that. Yes, he's in the Honda. Of course, he's driving the Honda for the endurance season championship coming up. We can call it the championship. Yeah, let's call it the championship.
I do like the name he's got though. Prost won't see it coming, Gandhi. So clearly it was something that was possibly planned. As we see Regan Herbert, he's got a run here on Zarskus, and Zarskus lets him go. So clearly not wanting to fight for that position is Zarskus. Maybe fighting a few issues, or maybe just wanting to keep it clean for this race and consolidate reverse grid.
So Lee is in the hot seat at the moment, but he's got a very fast Lamborghini behind him in Van Villet. Reynolds in 19th.
Yeah, he's having a bit of a shocker. I reckon that lap he did early on, I don't think he just got a clean lap. So yeah, he seems to be struggling a touch here at the back in the midfield. But there's some nice battles going on here as we are on board with Sicanius, currently fighting Mans and Claws.
Good battle. A couple of different cars here as well.
A few different lines that people are taking through there, as Mans maybe just a bit wide. Will this open the door for Sicanius? Not at this stage, but he's got to be careful because McClaws is right there. this is shaping up to be a very intriguing battle for the lower positions.
Claw's team name, Victoria, Peace and Prosperity. I'm just going to leave that one.
Peace and prosperity in this age? Nah. But we see Ben Deek having a look at Ferguson. Nothing doing there. You've got to really, really push to get a move done at the little kink before the hairpin.
This is clearly the ugly part of the race because there is ugly, ugly, and ugly. All following each other. Geez, those two are, they are shockers.
Ugh, yep. That shade of red is just disgusting as that's
Herbert off
who's
again.
gone very wide. He's having a shocker of a race so far. It looks like he's here with Hignett. Is he just gonna try for a move that wasn't on?
He just caught the grass. Yep, caught that grass and that's just fired him straight to the fence. Ooh, that'll be some big damage as well.
Things have not gone well for Egan Herbert after a brilliant qualifying effort. Anyways, we move on. So invites Crossland into the top 10, who wants to go around the outside of Clark. You've got to really push your way around if he wants to. He's still there, but Clark holds on. Like, wow, that is
great
ballsy.
Racing. Fantastic racing that was. Both drivers, really good spatial awareness there. High level operating.
Yes, very much so. That was very, very clean and very, very fair racing between those two.
So easy at that part of the track as well when you're in the inside cars, just to open the wheel up a little bit, just to squeeze them out a bit further. But really well done to Clark there. He kept enough room, and Crossland also didn't turn in too much as well. So love seeing that stuff. Oh, look at this though. Clark though, he's getting really aggressive here with Rowe. He's got his rain light on. Oh, it was Crossland goes to the inside, sad face. There it is. Saw that coming from a mile away.
I don't know whether it was just Rowe sticking to his line. We'll have a look at the outside view. Oh, I don't know.
I know there. That's a tricky one.
What was Rowe going for the corner to? And was that just his line going into the corner, or was that just a little bit of a late reaction there to Clark going down the inside? We'll leave that to the stewards to decide. But anyways, we keep moving on as we see Villanueva back here. But yeah, that delivery. Oh, and the two ugly ducklings of the field, Ben Deek and Paz, battling it out. And the Nissan will be flying on the straight here, getting that suck from the Audi.
I'm driving with Paz in the Enduro Championship coming up, so looking forward to that. But he did send that livery. Is the car off in the background? I did say that.
Villanueva. Has he just lost it on his own at 130? I reckon he has.
I reckon he just took too much speed. Yep, caught that curb.
Yeah, a bit too much curb. Just got a little bit of that grass and a little bit of a tap into the wall on the rear end. Really unfortunate there for Villanueva.
I think you are right there, Matty Powell. That is Ben Deek running his normal livery, so standard operating procedure for himself.
Oh, that's a stop cut. Is that Reynolds? That is Ashland Reynolds, who has stopped on the side of the track.
What's happened here?
Got a side-by-side here between, looks like Clark and then Honda, and he's just...
So he's tapped the rear of one and then got absolutely monstered in the rear of himself, and he's just pulled off to the side of the road here. Is that him done?
I reckon he's had enough. Because I can't see him anywhere now. I reckon he's given up the ghost or fallen right to the back of the field.
Oh boy.
It has not been a good race here for Ashland Reynolds here at Suzuka. He just hasn't quite at the pace to get it in qualifying, and that's hurt him in the race, unfortunately. Always the midfield's going to have some shake-up, as we see here a fight between Kai Rudin and Seneca. Seneca's on the back of the McLaren here in his ugly duckling BMW.
Look at his team name though, BM Wonderful.
BM disgusting. Just kidding, just kidding.
They do say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, don't they?
Yes, yes. I mean, one man's trash is another man's trash.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So, I'm looking forward to this battle actually. These two are very quick operators as well. Very smooth.
Yeah, these two definitely know how to fight against other drivers of that caliber, and yeah, they have had levels of success before. Now they're fighting for a spot on the podium here in race 1 at Suzuka.
Seems in that sort of early part of the lap though, Kyle Rudin and the McLaren could just pull a little gap there.
Seems to be just the McLaren getting a bit more speed through those S's.
Just needs better balance through there.
Yeah. As good as the BMW is, it probably doesn't quite have the same amount of balance through the corners. As we see a few penalties, so that's 10 seconds for Wood, up now towards the rear of the field. I do not see a
Yeah, it looks like that start procedure's got ticked off. Haven't seen. Whoa, that is extremely deep there by Renfrey.
I do not see Reynolds here on the list. I reckon he's given up the ghost and pulled out.
That's a shame.
Not a great way to end the season, but things like that happen unfortunately in racing, and esports is no different, as we see a little bit of a look there from is that Renfrey on Wood, but nothing going at this stage.
There's some combustible elements here, I feel. I feel Renfrey's really keen to get past Wood here, and Lewis is just sitting there waiting to pick up the scraps.
He's not pushing it too hard. He just wants to try and hold as close as he can in case anything happens, although he's made a mistake.
Oh, again, he just backed out of that at the right time. Knew he went too deep and just pulled out of it. Really well done. But he's got Villanueva now right behind him. He's on a bit of a recovery drive now.
See whether Villanueva can look for has a little look, but I believe that was just trying to fill up the mirrors more than anything. And he's forced Lewis into a little bit of a mistake. That's McLaren of Perkins, who's made a mistake at turn 1, has lost the position to Wood, but is still ahead of Renfrey.
Tell you what, once again, Jesse McLean, look at that, up in 15th position. Wow, he's had some season. He won't have that red box for next season. I'm giving you the hot tip.
Yeah, he'll definitely be getting an upgrade before next season. Having a stellar race so far, P15. The lead AM driver, and if he was in the Pro-Am class, he'd be 3rd at the moment, which is just fantastic.
Bishop, on board the BMW here, chasing Mr. Malloy. In that one of my absolute favourite liveries in this split, that beautiful green.
That's a little loose from Malloy. Malloy is having some problems with the traction there. Bishop is really chasing now with Sicanius right behind. Oh, that's a lot of curb from Bishop though. Probably fortunate to keep that pointed straight.
Was that McLean? Was that Malloy pretty much sideways all the way through 130R? It sure looked like it.
This battle is spicing up though. Bishop got really close on the exit of Casio Triangle, and the BMW will have a bit better straight line speed, but nothing is giving at this stage going into turn 1. Fills the mirrors, but runs too wide. That's going to open the door to Sicanius, but Bishop holds on just.
I've just got a question here from Attack Racing in the chat. So white is Pro, black is Pro-Am, and red is Am.
Yeah, those are the different classes based on the colors. So if you see a driver with a white box around their number, they are a pro driver. If you see a black box, they are pro-am, and if you see a red box, they are am or amateur. So you've got pro amateur, and then amateur.
Benjamin Piper currently there in 12th. Godzilla is my senpai. Senpai. I like.
Interesting name. So we jump back to this battle between Malloy, Bishop, Sicanius. That Mans who's slowly starting to get into this with McClaws. In fact, I think Mans has gotten past McClaws.
Looks like
I believe McClaws was just behind Sicanius before, so Vance has been able to capitalise this. Malloy's a bit wide, but he still holds on. In fact, now Bishop's wide on the exit. Will that open the door for Sicanius to get an exit? Not quite, so I don't think there'll be anything to 130R unless there's a real aggressive move.
Yeah, if you can stay right behind through 130R, though, you can set him up for a move at the Casio Triangle. But he's just
Not
dropped
close
off
enough.
there.
Probably run a touch wide on the exit as well. Look at how close these drivers are. They are getting real tight.
This is about to be a 5-way battle.
Yeah, this is going to be a battle right to the end of this race. It's not going to ease up anytime soon. In fact, these guys are catching McLean slightly, even with their battling. This could become a 6-car battle.
And we've seen before what happens in 6-car battles towards the end of a sprint race. Normally
Pain,
there is a bit of
suffering.
sadness. Yep.
Ah yes, pain and suffering, my favourite. Ha 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 ha.
Sounds like something you've experienced before.
Yeah. Anyways, look. So we jump to the front. Matthew Lamb's just been on another level. Doesn't look like the race directors have deemed any wrongdoing in the grid spots, so Matthew Lamb's just running away with this at the moment. It seems the battle between Kyra and Sneakers for third has died down a bit, with Kyra just starting to break away a bit as we see a bit of a conga line of cars here, with a bit of a close one here between two, so Clark's gotten past Piper.
He has.
So Clark is now in the prime position for first grid.
He's Van
Van Vliet, please no, and he's stay back, but that's opened the door for Lee. Oh, you can't close the door too much there.
He's going to take the escape road.
God,
He's going to go straight across. Why not?
You've got to be really, really careful when there's a car around your outside. You can't just close the door like that.
Yeah, I reckon that might be looked at a little bit further, but we will see. Look at this battle. This one's, as you were saying, Alex, this is going all the way to the end here.
McClaws and Mans will have a bit of a battle here, but Mans and the Lexus just get such a good run out of the corners.
I reckon from now till probably the end of Denga 1, Denga 2, this is where the Ferrari really will come into its own. Denga or Danga? Or I call him
Degna.
Degna.
Oh, there's a bit of a swapping of positions there between Bishop and Sicanius. I reckon Bishop may have just run a bit wide, and that's let Sicanius through, so now it'll be Sicanius who'll be attacking Malloy from here. Look at how close McClaws is to Mans. This is brilliant. Oh, Mans all over the exit curb. But look at how close McClaws is. I reckon there may be a move on here in the hairpin. He's having a look. Diving on the inside.
No, there it goes.
Contact.
Oh, he spun it around.
Let's see what happened here between these two. Look at the run McClaws got out of Degna 2.
such a tricky one, that one. If there's no gap there, you always got to hit that grass.
Yes.
Really requires both drivers to be on the same page.
Yeah, and most of the time the driver in front is going to look at defending that line one way or another. As we see, Paz has picked up a drive-through, most likely for the ugly duckling livery.
So, very nice recovery drive here from Van Villant there in 9th. On board with Rowe at the moment, chasing Hignett.
Oh, Hignett was drifting all the way through turn 1, I reckon. That looked very slidey.
Very easy to do.
Yeah, especially in the Bentley.
Yeah, the camber of turn 1 actually helps you hold on to a drift. Done it quite a few times. A lot of times in the Porsche.
Yes, as Paz has to come in to serve his drive-through now.
I suppose it's a happy drive-through if you run the ugly livery, I guess.
Oh, that was loose. Just hit the curb slightly wrong way, and that's invited Van Vliet into this battle here with Rowe. Rowe's really gaining in that hairpin going in, but just doesn't get the exit, probably going a bit too deep, but still doing a very nice job in P8, the lead Pro-Am by a long way.
So look here. So currently it is Clark who's on the pot spot. Bender and Piper in 13th, Taylor in 14th. Can they catch Clark here? Make this a real battle for that prime position. Just been informed that Matt Powell's drive-through was track limits.
It was Paz, not Matt Powell. Matt Powell was the one telling us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was Paz who picked up a drive-through for track limits. Easy done around here, we'll admit. We jump back to this battle here between Malloy and the BMWs, and it's Sicanius chasing now as Malloy takes a bit of a defensive line going into Casio Triangle. Will that hurt the exit of the Aston? No, it will not. Malloy is just getting fantastic exit out of the corners, and it's just preventing these BMWs from performing any attack against him. Look in the turn 1 for Sicanius. Nothing doing it. Malloy is holding on by the skin of his teeth at this stage. This racing here is just fantastic. Oh, Malloy maybe a little wide, but he's still holding on to it. He's doing a fantastic job to hold on to this P16.
His drive rail also, I've really been impressed with his driving all season, Malloy's. Oh, geez, he gets skatey there out of Degner 2, just for Alex.
Yes. Or as Sean would say, the Jengas.
Thank you, that's right.
But look at this battle here. It's a four-way battle here between Hignett, Rowe, Van Vliet, and Lee. So all four of them are different manufacturers, and they are all very, very close on track for the final 6 minutes. Will there be carnage at the end of this race between these four?
I want to say they all get through cleanly. I'm going to be the beacon of positivity tonight.
You're already a beacon of positivity to me, Sean.
Oh, Alex, stop it.
Come on, it's the last round, and you know what? Have we heard a Sean fact from you yet?
We haven't heard a fact from me yet. I was going to save it actually for race 2, so trying to find a really juicy one.
For the real juicy ones. Ah, I see. Well, I mean, I'll bring up a fact about Suzuka. I'm pretty sure Suzuka is one of the oldest tracks still on the F1 calendar in its like a sort of original form. So I believe this layout has stuck around for many a years.
I believe, yes, that is correct. It has. Yeah, I can't remember the last time there was a track change at Suzuka. Besides resurfacing, yeah, I can't think of one.
Yeah. And it is also the only, believe it's the only figure eight circuit on the F1 calendar at the moment as well, despite there being 2 Grade 1 circuits that are figure eights.
That's right. And 5 points in chat without going to Google if they can name the other Grade 1 figure 8 circuit. Van Vliet currently not. Actually, nice recovery drive from Van Vliet. So he started there in P16 all the way up to 9th. So really well
That's
done.
wide though, almost got the gravel.
Yep.
I'm having to think about this Grade 1 track as well.
Yes. Aaron Lee at the moment. Raced a lot against Aaron back in our rookie days. Great to see him still in the Porsche though. He's loyal.
He's doing a great job at this point. P10 at the moment, so that will put him in 3rd for the start of the next race, with Crossland now in prime position.
So Crossland, yeah, you just saw. So that's interesting.
And Sicanius has picked up a 5-second penalty. And both Sicanius and Bishop have gotten through on Malloy. Interesting.
So there's our leader though. 8 seconds to the good. Wow, jeez. What can you say? Running out of similarities for this guy. Capilano there in 2nd. Another beautiful drive.
Just doing all we can in that Lamborghini to extract everything out of it.
Karud in there in 3rd. Page in 4th. In that, well, I'm trying to think of words for it, but it'll come to me. Bab there in 5th. Great drive from Bab. Nice way to bounce back after the disaster with Laguna Seca. Clearly him and the Honda are getting along very well. Van Vliet though, he's gone a little wide there.
Let Clarkey through, but
Yep.
Van Vliet's on the exit, managed to hold on. Also, Attack Racing, for the next race, it will be a top 12 reverse grid with the remaining drivers from 13th down in the results of this race, going into a super qualifying to determine the results of the grid from 13th down for the next race. So if you finish P12 in this race, you will start P1 for the next race. If you finish P11 in this race, oh, as Crossland gets really crossed up there, and that's allowed Piper to maybe steal the position of P12 and possibly that reverse grid position, but Crossland is fighting it. Crossland up the inside, Piper around the outside. Piper's got it.
Oh, great stuff. What a move. Fantastic move there from Piper. Just kept the foot in it. But I've got a feeling this isn't over yet.
Oh, this is far from over. And I believe we are... Well, we'd be getting close to the last lap now. If not, this will be the last lap, I believe.
Very close to the last lap. I reckon actually this might be the last lap, looking at that counter and where they are on the track.
Although Lamb is just about to approach Spoon Curve now, so there could be another lap here.
Closes up so much there. Look at Taylor, he wants a bit of this as well. This is a big fight because this will be for pole position. Oh, I see that there. Did it see that from Piper? He just parked that GTR right on the apex there beautifully.
That is the best way to defend in the GTR, is to slow down the rest of your competition behind and then get a really nice exit. I reckon this is it. Lamb is going to cross the line now, and he is going to take out race 1 here in Suzuka. He has been dominant all season, and he has shown exactly what he is made of with Copano coming home. Oh, he's run out
He's
of
out of
fuel.
fuel. He's out of
He's
fuel. Oh dear. Oh, is this? Oh, he's going to get to the line. It's like I think
No,
I
he's not
can.
going to get to the line because the line's further
Oh,
up.
that's right. He's further up. 100%. Oh, major drama.
So that means at this stage, Crossland will be the one starting from reverse grid pole. Because there's Copano, he has come
Yep.
to a halt.
So unlucky 13 has become lucky 13 for Crossland. Wow.
That is incredible. Yeah, he's barely moving. Can he get it to the line? This is going to be very, very, very tight.
Oh, this would be just brutal pain.
Oh, that Ferrari was close. It's slowing, it's going 12, 11.
Oh, this is painful to watch.
Oh, and there's the Nissan off in the background of Niporus. Can Copano make it to the line? I reckon he's going to do it. He's done it!
He's done it. Oh, driver of the day right there.
Oh, that was dramatic, but oh, so unlucky there for Copano.
Paz coming over in 28th, and in my opinion, definitely wins the ugly award. 100% there.
Yep, that is the ugliest of ugly, even uglier than the I hate to say it, but I think that's uglier than the Bendique car.
That is the height of ugliness then. Pethy
Ooh,
Bridge coming.
Pethy Bridge also. Ooh, Pethy Bridge not made the line. Pethy Bridge didn't make the line in time.
Oh, he didn't. Okay, so I'm going to put Matt Power out of his misery in the short break. So is Lamb that takes the win. And he will extend his well, he's already got the championship, but he will extend that championship lead.
Green light, go, go, go.
Here's our race results. So Lamb in first position, Kai Rudin there in second, third is Sneakers, fourth Bab, fifth Zarkis, sixth Hignett, Rowe in seventh, Lee in eighth, ninth was Van Villet, 10th is Clark, 11th was Piper, 12th and starting out of pole for race 2 is Crossland, Taylor in 13th, McLean in 14th, Bishop in 15th. I'm not going to go through all. The big story there, though, is 100% Capilano running out of fuel. Holy moly.
That is heartbreaking for Copano. He was in such an amazing position, but now he's got to work hard. He'll most likely start from 13th on the grid for this next race, but oh, that is heartbreaking for the Lamborghini driver.
So the other Grade 1 FIA track, I'll give you a hint. It is in Europe, and it is in... I'm just going to go, it's in Europe. I'm just going to narrow it down for us.
Slovakia ring.
That is a negative.
Thought so. It was worth a try. I mean, based on the fact that I believe Suzuka was the only one only just a few years ago, I have a feeling it may be a new track like Kaimi Ring.
It's not new.
It's not new.
So I'm expecting Capilano here to absolutely smash this super qualifying. I reckon for the next race, he might just put an extra 5 litres of fuel in that car.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit more fuel. Oh, Matt, come on, you're better than this. I thought you were meant to be the moderator here. You weren't meant to cheat the system.
He cheated. Ah, Matt, disappointed.
Yeah, it's in Europe, and it's a Grade 1 circuit in Europe.
He's like, nobody is getting that. Yeah, you're probably.
I have a feeling it may be one of the 6 million Grade 1 Spanish circuits.
I can definitely rule Spain out.
Okay, good, because otherwise I would have just been going, like, knocking off the list of them.
Alright, so this track is actually in what we call the Mikin province or I think, pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, Mikin province in Japan. And the oldest known evidence of human habitation in this province dates back 10,000 years during the Yomon and Yao periods.
Oh, history lessons with Sean Muller.
Yep. So, Derek, no, I can rule Portugal out as well.
And it would be one that F1 has raced at before, would it?
Technically, no.
Technically, no. Technically, no. That is ominous.
The question was, name the other FIA Grade 1 Figure 8 circuit besides Suzuka. Nice, I like
That's good
Old
thinking,
Monza.
but it's definitely not Old Monza because that's not Grade 1. It's Capano, yeah, 59,895. That will pretty much secure it for him, I reckon.
Yeah, that'll definitely put him in 13th. Which will put him right next to Lamb, so pretty much rinse and repeat from race 1. That's there, it goes into second, Malloy in third. Going away straight up to second. No, Megan, it's not the old twin ring Motegi.
Oh, Herbert, hello. Herbert's gone up into P1 now.
Oh, Herbie, yes. We forgot about him.
Well, 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 we have competition.
This could be a really good qualifying now. Very close. Look at that. There's not much in that. 0.15.
Is it Igora Drive?
Nope.
Because you said technically, I was like, well, I mean, Agora Drive was meant to have F1 race there.
It's not Oran Park.
That was sort of my thinking with Agora Drive, because you said technically, I was like,
Oh, I love that shot. When the cars go under the bridge and there's a car going across the top. Love that shot.
Oh, in F1, when you have the proximity arrows going, that is like a brown flag, a brown flag moment, because you just have the proximity arrow going completely red for like a split second. You're like, oh shit. But it's just the car going over the top.
Wow, so Oran Park was never.
Oh, that's Herbert
spins it
who's
around.
spun around.
It's McLean currently hasn't put a lap on the board yet, but I expect this to be close. So they'll be in that sort of top, I reckon, 10 bracket for sure. Nice through 130R. That was really nice. No, OR, it is not Indy there, Mo. Well, I thought someone would have got it by now.
I'm just trying to knock off all the Grade 1 circuits in my head.
Well done.
Oh, it's
Congratulations,
Fiorano.
Fiorano. Well done. Correct.
I mean, of course it would have to be a Grade 1 circuit because it's it's the Ferrari test track.
Correct.
And to but it seems weird that Fiorano is a Grade 1 circuit because like yes, you have to race you have like F1 cars. Yeah, so it has to be a Grade 1 circuit technically. But yeah, that's weird that Fiorano is considered a proper Grade 1 circuit.
That's right. That's right, yes. I've been at that with Schumacher, the record holder. Yep. Back when sort of testing at Fiorano was sort of a thing, you know, and there was a lot more testing back in those days. Malloy currently in 7th.
Pano's thrown in the towel, so Herbert's got it.
He has. Well done to Herbert. Can Malloy improve? Nice through the Casio. That was really good.
Yeah, really nice there through Casio triangle.
Trickiest part of Casio triangle I find is actually coming out of that little bump. As you sort of come out of the Casio triangle. Oh, he pops himself up to 5th with a very nice lap.
Yes, you're right, Matt Powell. There are only 40 Grade 1 circuits, yeah. Not many outside the F1 calendar on that list. Although that list is growing slightly with the likes of Kyle Army being rumoured to return to the calendar next year.
And of course, the big news today, Melbourne will have the Grand Prix till 2035 and F2 and F3 will be joining the F1. So that is really exciting news. And boy, wasn't New South Wales salty about it.
Just Dominic Perrottet. Just Dominic Perrottet.
So book your tickets in as soon as they are available, ladies and gentlemen. I will be definitely doing the same. Missed out this year because of reasons. Definitely not missing out next year. Cannot wait to see the F3s. Don't mind F2, but I love F3.
The F2s and the F3s will be fantastic around the Albert Park circuit. Like, I heard on the news this morning, I think about 8:30, that yeah, they had announced a new long-term deal for the Grand Prix. And I was like, oh, I wonder how long that is. I'll check when we finish driving. Got out of the car. First thing I saw on Twitter was that Formula 2 was going to Australia from next year, and I literally started shaking and freaking out in public because I saw that Formula 2 was coming to Melbourne from next year, and that F1 had extended its deal with Melbourne until the end of 2035. That is 13 years away. 13
Fantastic.
years of Albert Park, at least.
That puts it into sort of legend status.
Yes.
Think about it. It's been here since '96, so I'm not very good at maths. I'll let the young brain figure that out.
That is 39 years.
Thank you.
Yes, a very long time. But I think it will only be technically only its 38th running because the 2021 Grand Prix never even started. The 2020 Grand Prix technically did. There was just no racing.
Is there an Australian Formula 2 driver, isn't it? Yes, that'd be Jack Doohan.
And Callan Williams.
Yep. So there are two, which is fantastic, which is really awesome. A couple of Kiwis as well. Is it Liam Lawson?
Liam Lawson and Marcus Armstrong. And then F3, I don't think there's any Trans-Tasman influence on F3 at this stage, although next year I wouldn't be surprised if you see someone like Christian Mansell move up from Euro Formula Open into Formula 3, or even someone like James Warden or Hugh Barter skipping the Formula Regional stage and going straight into F3. There's definitely talent on the rise, and if you're looking in New Zealand, you've also got the likes of Louis Sharp in British F4. And like, speaking of British F4, my God, you go look at Chuckwood, the McLaren Junior is just on another level. He is going to be a future star for McLaren, similarly to Lando Norris.
So here we are. The beautiful Ferris wheel, of course, very famous as Suzuka. Of course, another track that has a Ferris wheel. If anyone want to have a go at that, that's a pretty easy one. I'm surprised if no one gets that.
Yeah, I'll be very surprised.
Fluky Lukey is hanging out for Oscar's F1 Day. So if you enjoyed tonight, guys, make sure you give the stream a like, smash that subscribe button. Also, pop on your notifications as we're going along the power lines here, and for a bit of a trip.
The power's finished.
And of course, if you want to join us here in OOR, of course, we've got our rookie series. Sign-ups are available now. Also got our sprint series, which is new sprint series, which will be getting underway soon. So if you want to join us, join our Discord, come and join in all the fun. Fantastic community, great bunch of people. We talk all things, not just motorsport. We talk normal sport, all sorts of stuff. I was talking about Bond ladies the other day. There you go. That's what we talk about. Sochi, Abu Dhabi, Le Mans. There they go. And of course, yes, I just want to cover off JC's point, the new track hype. If everyone saw, we are getting some new tracks in ACC very soon on the 30th, I believe. So we're getting Watkins Glen, which I'm super excited about.
Watkins Glen. That is what I'm talking about.
We're also getting COTA, or Circuit of the Americas, which I'm pretty excited about. And we're getting Indy, which meh.
Did you just meh Indy?
Yes, I did.
I mean, to be fair, it is the road course, so it's kind of average. If we're allowed to do the full Brickyard Oval, then I'd be interested.
As our camera, that is a nice spot to sit, actually. Jeez, wouldn't that be a great spot to sit?
Put a cheeky little general admission area up there.
Sit up there with a nice cold beverage. Beautiful. Couldn't think of a better way to spend a Sunday.
As the fans look at the camera as opposed to what's happening on track.
Oh, she's on the phone. She doesn't even care.
But yes, I mean, when you look at Indianapolis, the road course, it's terrible. The Brickyard is magnificent.
The Brickyard's awesome. One of the top 5 motorsport events. Indy 500.
Oh yes, it's just a shame that Stan decided to pick up the rights for that. Because they've got the rights for the Indy 500 and the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Two of the 4 biggest racing events on the race calendar.
Yeah, but it is the way of the world these days with streaming services. I'm a sports nut, so I've pretty much got them all. So, but I do see people's point. The big events like Le Mans, Indy 500, really should be available to everyone. Personally, that's just the way I see it. So our camera operator Mo here is going for a super artistic shot. And he's absolutely what a shot that is. Yes.
That is stunning cinematography. But a few cars going inside one another.
Grid's got to get themselves sorted out first.
Oh, I can answer that for you, JC. There is actually sort of an option like that if you have Optus. Because I believe Optus have a service where you can combine certain streaming services into the one package for a reduced price.
Yes, you can do that. Yep, that is one way to do it. That's pretty much actually not one way. That is the only way to do it.
Unfortunately, it was made by Optus.
All right, so here we go. Race 2 about to get underway. The final time for Split Blue, and we are racing? Yes, we are. I was waiting for that line. That took ages ago. Heading off down towards turn one. Great view from behind. Oh, they're 4 wide there at one stage. Oh, that's got a bit of drama. Sad face. I was waiting for it. I reckon we'll see a safety car here.
Oh no, they've managed to keep it mostly clean. I reckon that will be fine.
Yep, that'll be okay. Play on. Who was that in the back row? Was that Van Villet? Looked like that got caught in that carnage. Heading up to Van
no,
Villet.
here's the safety car.
Safety car.
Here's the
100%
safety car.
safety car. Big drama there. Cars are off everywhere. Is that, who's that we got? Is that Reynolds? Oh, geez. So many. Oh, more cars are up here.
Yep. Hello, safety car.
Dear,
Good to
oh,
see you.
dear. Oh, that's bad. Oh, back to sad face material. Oh, dear.
Yep, safety car is out the front of the field going quite slowly now, so this race has been nullified somewhat after a bit of a chaotic start, to be expected on a reverse grid at Suzuka.
And the last race of the season, championship's over, so all bets are off. Interesting flag there, mate.
Yeah, it's a white flag. He doesn't know there's a safety car.
Ah, the pond. Nice pond. There's probably some nice fish in there.
I'll leave you a bit coy.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Rate
There
that
you
dad
go.
joke out of 10, chat. Go for it.
I'm just waiting for the disappointment in chat. Although it doesn't seem like it.
No, you might have got away with that one.
Oh, I'm lucky there. It's not my finest work.
Oh, Matt Powell's fighting with a 2 out of 10.
There we go, 2 out of 10.
Some would say he's fishing
Thank
for
you for being
compliments.
brutally honest, Matt Powell. I will be 100% certain to cause the biggest wreck possible the next time I race. Just out of spite.
See the cars there. Beautiful shot. This is my favourite time of day on ACC. When the sun's
This is just my favourite time
down.
of day, full stop. 6 PM is the perfect time of day.
Ooh, interesting. Why 6 p.m.? Please elaborate.
For some reason, 6 PM is when I'm feeling the most awake and eager to do things.
My favourite time of the day is around 9:30. That's because my second coffee of the day has kicked in and I'm up and about.
What, at 9:30 at night?
In the morning.
No, at night.
At night?
Because you have a coffee at 9:30, then you have another coffee at 9:30. Easy 24-hour energy.
Oh, well, yes. That is when 24-hour race is on, definitely. As Villanueva's in the pits now, we're seeing the sad faces. Is it? Look at all the... Oh, Van Villet's there as well. Is that Paz as well?
No, I don't... was that Paz? Yeah, that was Paz. Yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars.
Why not make it 9? Come on. Surely we can make it 9.
There will be some hard luck stories out of this one.
Yes, very much so. We'll say this camera work is breathtaking.
It's high level, very high level drone operation here. Could actually get himself into the drone racing championship. Yes, which is the thing, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, but he's just cut the corner.
Yes, he has. There's no track limits with the drone.
But look at all these cars.
But do believe the safety car will be in this lap. Happy to
Taking a very different line through there. Oh no, he's hit the sign. The drone's been taken out, unfortunately. That's a shame. So current order is Crosslands held on to his P1 position, followed by Benny Piper, Clark, Lee, Rowe, Hignett, Sneakus, Kyron, Zarskus, Taylor. Taylor's had a very nice start. I believe he started like what, P15, if my memory is correct. Then you've got Nifris, Ferguson, Remfrey, McLean, and Bendig.
Are we noticing 3 names that aren't there? Lamb, Capilano, and Reynolds.
Oh, I mean Reynolds wasn't there to begin with because I don't think he's in the lobby.
Oh, that's right. Yes. We're
But
getting
yes,
a
Lamb is indeed missing.
Going to get a replay here of the carnage that was that opening lap. Try and break this down as much as we can. Could take a while.
There's Lamb in a position somewhere, but looks like safety cars come in. So Crosslane's got to go again.
We crossland from Piper. 2 angry Porsches. Love it.
Holding 80 Ks as is required for the leader. When will Crossland bolt?
Where would you bolt? I would bolt right about now.
Oh, the line is a fairway and that Nissan can get a nice slipstream off the BMW, so I'd definitely wait a bit further. I'd say probably after this Pirelli sign.
Here we go.
And would you look at around the Pirelli sign, and Crossland has bolted and has gotten a good restart. And he will lead the way into turn 1 from Piper, Clark, Lee, Rowe, Hignett, Sneakus, Kyroon, Zarskus, Taylor, Nifris having a look at the inside Taylor, but nothing doing there. So Nifris stays in P11, Taylor stays in P10. From there we've got Ferguson, Remfrey, McLean, Bendig, Vance, Lewis, Bubnow, Perkins, and Bishop, the top 20. So many different names in the top 20 at the moment, but I reckon you'll see a few like Matt Lamb, Capano, and what's that? Vanvliet make their way up the field.
Yeah, expecting to come through the field pretty quickly, but what this will do is really make this battle at the front very interesting because
look back here.
Oh, wow.
There's side by side going through here in the S's. Look at the 2 at the front. Is that that's Villanueva and this is this 3 wide. That BMW's taken a bit of damage. That's sadness. Oh, and Lamb's got the hit from the rear and has held on to it. Now Villanueva's had to let Lamb through after a bit of a run wide moment, but this is chaos back here. This is a battle of the bravest right now with Clapano just behind Herbert and Cursus. Herbert getting past eyeballs.
Oh dear. I saw that coming. He just moved across, and Capilano more than entitled to keep his line. That was always going to happen.
I don't know whether it was Bowles that moved over or whether that was just Capano running a bit wide. I'm not sure about that one.
Interesting.
Have to have a look at the replay again, but yeah.
Oh, look at this 2 wide in the 130R. Hold your breath. There's a few.
Capano's around.
Capano's gone.
And Zakanias is around. Oh, and we have Bedlam going into here. Somehow they've made it through. This is carnage.
The race has gone off.
This is carnage back here. I am struggling to breathe after that.
If you're someone like Lamb here, you're just like, oh, please just get through. Just get through.
I think this would have been the furthest back he's been all season as Malloy. Oh, right on the back of McClaws.
Oh boy, oh boy.
It's struggling to find time here to take a breath as we see, oh, Lamb having a look around the outside of Van Vliet. Not happening there. He's run a bit wide and has opened the door to get overtaken, I'm pretty sure, by Villanueva. He has.
This Wood's the head of this train. He'd be a pretty nervous man, I reckon, seeing what is behind him.
He will be shitting bricks around now. Sakanius has been spun. Sakanius has been spun by Herbert. It's side by side here between Paz and Lamb. Lamb is falling backwards in this race. We have not seen this all season from Matthew Lamb. And the final race this season has absolutely taken off. He's eyes on the inside of Paz.
Oh, Paz was very nice there. Very nice.
Good heads up driving there from Paz. And equally a nice move there from Lamb. But wow. And Crossland is running away of this race with Clark right on the back of Benny Piper.
Look at that Porsche. He's just like, I can't, a bit more power, a bit more power.
That Porsche will struggle in a straight line against the Nissan.
Yep. Most things struggle in a straight line against the Nissan, to be fair.
Yes, you've got a point there.
Look at this pack. Look at this. Suzuka's currently there in 7th, chasing Hignett. He's got Kyle Rudin right behind him as well. This is fantastic. If this doesn't get you excited to join the Sprint Series for next season, nothing will.
I mean, people could just be really, really, really sad.
Oh, there could be that, yeah, but I mean, who wants that in life? Oh, it takes a lot of... Look at that BMW, just goes, yeah, okay, what's that? Same as the Bentley.
Look at this battle pack as we see. Oh, that's a side by side. That's between Clark and Rose being turned.
Hignett just gave him the good old Queensland. How you going? Hey, what do you hold on to that?
Side by side now. Oh, yeah. Hignett had to back out of that one, but that's opened the door for Sneakers to fly through. Will that open the door for, was that Kai Rudin back there to get through? No, it will not. But wow, this race has taken off.
Last race of the season, we see it in all motorsport, especially when the championship's done and dusted. All bets are off.
Yes, indeed. But like Crossland is running away with this. He's running a brilliant race out front.
I reckon he's got the biggest smile on his face for doing it as well.
Oh yes, he will be a very, very happy man. Look at this battling between this pack of cars.
Rowe leading 3 very quick guys behind him as well. You'd be like, whoa. But what a great experience to have, you know, the likes of Hignett, Corrid and Zarkas right behind it. Now, Rowe's no slouch either, but just a fantastic experience to learn. So,
and Wood's around. He was the one that was leading this train of cars before, wasn't he?
Well,
Oh no, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no, this is what's happening.
No.
Oh, you got a little touch there. Ooh. Oh, there it is.
Yep, that's a bit of carnage.
Back to the pits we go. Back at this fantastic battle right here.
Well, look at the front here between Piper and Lee, and then Clark right behind this. So it's a double Porsche attack, well, on a Nissan with BMWs close behind. So this is a very intriguing battle.
Must be so frustrating for these Porsche drivers though. They can just close up so much through the twisty stuff. As soon as they get into anything resembling a straight road, it's sadness.
Just get a bigger engine. It's not hard.
Now, I won't be having any of that.
Yeah, it's just a quick engine swap. It won't take more than 2 seconds. But look at Clark right on the back of Lee here. These two have been swapping positions quite frequently, and they've both run wide there. There'll be some warnings there. Wow, look at this battle pack here between Hignett, Kyruden and Zarskas. All three of them very quick drivers.
Meanwhile, Lamb cruising along down in 19th. How much would you put? He's got a purple next to his name, though. Of course he does. I'm bored with Kyruden, no.
Oh, Lamb's had an incident trying to get past Van Vliet.
Oh no, here we go. Oh, he's just
no.
taking the grass, and around he goes.
Seemed to be a similar incident to what happened earlier.
I couldn't agree with that more, Jason. Definitely the stewards are going to be in for a long one, I reckon.
I'd buy it, but I am underaged. Oh, that's...
Kyruden, has he gone around the outside there?
Yes,
Surely not.
He has gone around the outside. Get out of here, Kyruden.
That's silly stuff. Unbelievable.
Look at how close Piper, Lee and Clark are on track. Look at all these cars fly through here. So Regan Herbert's picked up a drive-through.
Oof.
Ouch.
Track limits, I'm assuming.
I don't know whether that's track limits. I reckon that could be for instance with how many there have been in this race. But Lee is a lot closer to Piper here, but just won't be able to get anything on the straight compared to that Nissan. He'll have to push for a move, probably at the hairpin in Sector 2.
That's what I was thinking. About to say the same thing. That's really the only spot you can get it done with the Porsche.
Unless he can get a good run out of 130R. Oh, that's a slide from Hignett, who's been overtaken by Sneakers as well. Oh, no, Sneakers was ahead. Kyruden's gotten past Sneakers.
Yep. So he's done that pretty quickly, Kyruden as well. He's not mucking around. He wants to get to the front as quickly as he can.
Oh
dear.
Oh no. That is pain.
It's the international commentator sign of, yep, nothing to say.
Yeah, that's about it. But here we've got a nice battle here between Nipris, Taylor and Zarskas. Taylor's having a nice race in P10, starting P15.
Oh, he's caught a bit of grass there through Dunlop, though. That's going to open the door.
Oh, don't try there. Don't try there.
Oh, great heads-up driving from both of them. That could have been really bad.
I was holding my breath. Oh, and Nipris has run wide. Oh, this is tight between these two. Can Taylor get around the outside? Can Nipris hold on? Who gets it? Zarskas is going to have a go here, but Taylor has gotten the move done around the outside at the hairpin.
Fantastic racing. Taylor with some really great moves.
Oh, but here comes Nipris again with the straight lines near the Nissan. He's dived up the inside. Can't they? Oh, they got so close to touching there. But, wow, this is fantastic racing.
This is unreal.
Look at how much Nipris gains on the straights.
Power of that GTR.
Oh, Zarskas almost ran to the back of him.
Wow. Three
Emotions riding high at the moment, and Lee has gotten past Piper.
He's got to defend so hard here from the GTR because it's got so much more power. But now Lee's just got to get through turn one and then absolutely nail the S-curves. The GTR will not live with the Porsche in the S-curves. And look at this Clark though, he wants a bit of this as well. Could we see two Porsches in the top three? Oh, he hasn't. He's gone. Oh, Piper. Nearly held on to it, nearly an epic drift there.
So that is 2 Porsches on the podium now with Rowe in P4. This is crazy racing here to end out Split Blue.
And the most exciting part is that we've still got 9 minutes 50 to go. There is plenty more action. Just
And
look at
these two. Rowe will be shitting bricks right now with the speed of Kyrud and Sneakers behind. Oh, Kyrud! Oh, no!
No! He's gave him the tap. He's gone. Oh, didn't hold it. Oh, that was nearly the world's worst rejoin as well. Wowee.
The bender rejoin.
Oof.
Oh, and look at these two. Nipris and Taylor. Right next to each other. Nipris has gotten through on Taylor on the straight. This is mind-blowing.
This is unbelievable. This has got more action than a Chuck Norris movie. This is fantastic.
Split Blue have come out in this race and have chosen violence.
They have taken on the challenge and decided, right, Split Red, you want to see how it's done? This is how it's done. This is off the scale.
The drama in this race is unmatched. These drivers want to finish off the season with a bang.
And Crossland's out in front thinking, oh, what's going on back there? See a lot of change of positions. But...
Yeah, Crossland's just having a nice Thursday drive. 4.3 seconds ahead of the Porsches behind. Doing a brilliant job holding on in P1, but this action further back has just been breathtaking. As Herbert comes in to serve his drive-through penalty.
And
Taylor has picked up a 10-second penalty. That undoes all of his good work so far. And that means at this stage, Jesse McLean is going in the top 10.
Oh, wow. That is
Talk about crazy. Effort. Oh, Zarska's using a lot of curb there, more than the McLaren normally wants to take.
Now, Zarska's has had a couple of very close to firing in the fence moments.
Absolutely pushing it to the limits.
Yep, he is right on the ragged edge.
And Hignet's now got a penalty.
Oh, they're coming in thick and fast now.
Everyone gets a penalty in this race.
Again, see in the background there, Zarska's nearly threw it off at Spoon. Oh,
Taylor. The skill of these drivers at a very tricky time of night is you're just in awe.
Very much so. Oh, look at Zarska's. He's
pushing the limits of that McLaren, using every bit of track that he can. Maybe a bit too much of the track, or having to really work the steering wheel.
Piper currently in 5th. Kyrud there in 5th. Sanika's there in 4th. So these starting to gap a little bit. So might have just settled down for a little while.
Thank God I can breathe.
I say that, but I still feel that Zarska's is going to fire one in at Taylor at some point.
You'd hope that's next to Taylor and not directly into Taylor.
Of course, yeah, definitely.
Wow. Here we go. Move from Renfrey on a lapped BMW by the looks of it.
Oh, he's got a bit of a couple of uglies going at it here.
Yes, definitely a few uglies back here.
And Perkins as well. Down 25th, 24th and 23rd position.
Yeah, having a bit of a quiet race compared to that at the front, but yeah, it's just not the luck not going the way of these drivers.
Perkins ran a little wide there.
Curtis is having a look, maybe, but he thinks better of it. Curtis, a very, very clean driver.
Oh, Pethybrew. That was super deep under the brakes in the Ferrari.
Utilising as much of the braking power of that Ferrari as he can.
Lewis currently in 21st, but back up the front, Crossland. I tell you, that
McLean's
come
picked
down.
up a penalty. McLean's picked up a penalty.
He has. Look at that gap, though. That was at 4 seconds. It's now at 2.6. These two Porsches are really working together here. They might not have enough time, but they are going to throw everything at this.
Oh, they're going to try everything they can to finish off strong this season, these two.
Two of Stuttgart's finest after Munich's finest. Break out the beer, get out the pretzels. Oh, Zlee goes wide. Oh, yes, Curse 101 right there.
Oh, and Rose picked up a penalty now too. Everyone's picking up penalties.
This is the penalty party. Free entry if you do have a penalty box next to you. There it is.
That's Nippers.
Oh, Nippers. Yes, there is attack racing. We've got split red after this, so they'll have.
Oh, McLean.
McLean.
That was never gonna work.
Never gonna work. All that fantastic work undone.
This is a very, very violent tier blue, split blue, as Grilla Snapper puts it.
We
and Lamb's got 10 seconds as well.
Yep. This might need to come with a rating once it goes up on YouTube, because this has been full blood and gore.
Oh, Lee's right on the back of Clark again.
Yep, and look who's in the background.
JP Sneakers is on the way. But look at Lee with the slipstream on the Porsche.
He's not.
He's on the inside if you dare.
Oh,
Oh.
He thought about it.
All this has done is brought Sneakers right into this. They've got to be careful, these Porsches, or else they are going to take each other out.
They were catching Crossland up in front as well, but they've decided to put that queue in the rack and thought, bugger it.
They thought, bugger it, let's have a bit of fun.
That's it. But now they better get their game faces on, because they've got a very quick gentleman right behind them.
Yes, JP Sneakers is no slouch and will definitely fight, as Kai Rudin predictably gets a 10-second penalty, so that will drop him down. There are 3 drivers in the top 10 who have penalties. That is just staggering.
Yeah, so this order is definitely not set. Not at all. So we are going to get a bit of a mix-up here. The only thing we can confirm is Crossland is out in front so far. That is the only one I'm holding on to.
Yes, we'll see. No, just kidding. Crossland has driven a brilliant race. It'll be a shame if we see all that disappear right now. Oh, McLean's picked up more penalties. McLean is, yeah. Not a good final race of the season for him, but still, what a season he's had.
Fantastic season. Top AM driver, and he's going to be in the top 25, it looks like, 26 overall, which is a huge effort.
Very solid. But this next lap will be the last lap. Crossland's got one more lap of this Suzuka circuit, one more lap of this season to go, and look at Sneakers having a run here at Lee. Oh, around the outside.
Oh, if he pulls that off, that's going to be huge. Is he still holding on the outside?
No, he's run wide.
Too much. Fair. 10 out of 10 for the effort there. He gave that a red hot crack. I still reckon he's going to have a go somewhere.
Lewis has got penalties now too. Everyone's got penalties. What is going on here with Split Blue all of a sudden? They've all just decided to go, nah, bugger, it's the last race, come on.
I still think Split Red's going, okay, challenge accepted.
Yes. I think Split Red right now is going, oh, you call those penalties?
I see your penalties and raise you.
I feel bad for the steward tonight, but look at Crossland. Oh, Clark has closed up a bit, but I think it's too little too late. And, oh, this is going to be interesting right to the end of this race for the final podium spot.
I know we can't be biased here, but I'd love to see Aaron hold on to this third spot. Really would be great, but JP's definitely not going to go, oh, here you go, have third. He's going to make him earn it.
He's going to have a bit of a run here if the straight line speed of the BMW compared to the Porsche, but it won't be enough. He's got to go for a real aggressive dive. Wow, Clark has closed up a lot on Crossland.
Rosen in at 130R. I don't think he's close enough for Casio Triangle to really dive up the inside. No, he's not, but it looks like Aaron might hold on to this. But it is Crossland who is going to take the win in the final race of Split Blue for the season with a fantastic drive.
Yes, Crossland, across the line. He wins the final race of the season for Split Blue. And it is the two Porsches who hold on to the podium with Suzuka's just behind. On track we then have Kai Rudin, Piper, Hicknet, Taylor, Zarskas, Nivorous, Rowe, and then here we've got Bendy, who's gonna finish in the top 10 in this race once after penalties.
Oh, look at the battle. We've still got battles on the track. Is that Paz going up the inside of the Ferrari? No.
Oh.
That could have been last lap a disaster, but avoided.
Wow, what a race.
Unbelievable.
I am speechless after that.
Yep, there's not much really superlative-wise we can say about that. As guys now doing some donuts, that's probably the cleanest thing we've seen all race.
Yeah, what a way to close out Split Blue for the season.
Unbelievable race. There was action and drama everywhere. Couldn't take your eyes off the screen. Hope everyone enjoyed that.
I could barely breathe.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a sweat up, actually, to tell you the truth.
Bloody hell, getting a sweat up in winter, that's daring.
Well, it is quite nice in my box, around 24 degrees. It's a beautiful, nice summer's evening, actually. Where I am.
What a call, lads. What a call. What a race. What a... Wow.
Wow, yep.
Yeah, that pretty much sums up my emotions
You
after
should
that
have
race.
heard me. What the... Nah,
Yeah,
it's very exciting, though.
Yep, I'm sure you were screaming, Mole.
It's called content. That's all that matters, isn't it? Isn't that right?
Exactly, 100%.
Yes.
We're going to take a 2-second break and come back for Split Red. Thank you very much for your great work tonight, Sean and Alex.
Thank you. Thank you, viewers.
Been
Hope
a
you enjoyed
pleasure.
that.
Sensational stuff. All right, back in a second. Legends.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Oh, no, absolutely no stuffing about here. Qualifying is set for Split Red. I'm still catching up. G'day, Alex. G'day, JP. How are we?
Good evening. I've been better.
Alex, did you steward last race?
I did, that's why I've been better.
I don't know what you're talking about. There was nothing wrong there.
I shouldn't laugh, but oh my goodness. They didn't do much in the first race, but whew, they saved it for that last one. Boy, oh boy.
We got through it with 4 seconds to spare.
Oh, you've done a great job there. And great racing there, JP. 3rd and 4th, from memory.
Yeah, thankfully, unfortunately for Capano, he miscalculated by about 100 milliliters. So yeah, I got him on the line in the first race, and yeah, second race, chaos, but good fun. Had a lot of that, about 13 seconds of damage after safety car, so it was a bit of a struggle.
Yep. Oh. Yeah, no words. Progress. When does the new season start? It starts on July 21st. Pretty sure.
That's the one.
It's about 4 weeks. 4-week break, back into it. 7 rounds for next season. We're going to update the schedule as well to fit in the brand new tracks. Pretty sure we can confirm the 3 tracks. So we'll lock those into the calendar. So we got some new content. But yes, great work, chat. I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry, Babby, I couldn't watch that replay back. There's just too much going on. There's just too much going on. Not enough arms, not enough time. But,
We have a winner for worst livery in our split, or
oh, I called you John before. I was so used to bad liveries from John, JP, that I called you John on chat. Oh, that's funny.
yeah, that's fine. Yes.
Is it an insult?
Have
Oh,
you ever
John?
been more offended in your life?
No, I really haven't.
That's
pretty awful.
pretty offensive.
I was considering going for that Beamer one as well, but then I decided to just make it ugly with my fellas. Nice lolly. That's a bit overdone in the ugly livery races. So.
Yeah. Where's 94? Looks like a one-type tribe livery.
I think it is. That's Justin Gowers.
So smaller grid for Split Red. Most of the cars in Split Red have been destroyed during the season, so it's pretty well we've got a lower grid here. Doesn't mean there'll be lower action, I'll tell you what.
Can confirm that a lot of these teams are definitely out of money with the amount of repairs they've had to do, so they've just packed up their bat and ball and gone home.
Crazy. G'day, Mr. Piper. What a finale indeed. I'll tell you what, broadcasting-wise, Laguna Seca's just got a, I don't know, it just doesn't feel exciting to watch, even with the corkscrew. Suzuka to broadcast, so much better, such a better feel. I'm not sure what it's like you guys on track, but I'm not a Suzuka
Yeah,
fan.
look, I mean, I've made my feelings about Suzuka well known. It's not one of the tracks that I really enjoy. It looks super nice, like especially like the dusk and night. But yeah, I think whoa, that's an interesting line right on there on the warm up.
Was he done a nice livery?
Well, because he thinks that I do ugly liveries when
So he's
you know that saying, the saying in the Bible of remove the freaking beam from your own eye before removing the splinter from there. That's
Yeah.
John.
That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, unlucky Mac Daddy. Had a great first race. Decently
And
shocking
then kept me
livery.
busy in the second one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard to pass, but at the same time, there are opportunities to pass here.
It's so hard to pass if you're equal on pace and the guy doesn't make a mistake.
Oh, definitely, but that should be most circuits.
Yeah, it was like I was stuck behind Karuden. First couple of laps, I think I had better pace than him, and then at the end of it, he just ran away with it in the first race. But yeah, it's a very, very tricky, because you have to have some pretty big kahunas to send it into the hairpin and a couple of the corners. So,
Well, there was plenty of kahunas in last race. People sitting in the hairpin, sometimes not intentionally, sometimes from way too far back. But here we go. It's race 1, split red, final round of the season. Could bring up anything. Yeah, and I see a lot of people kind of compromising 130R, thinking about an overtake. You're better off just tucking behind, getting a good run through, then taking a dive. But you learn that with experience. As we wait for the greens here.
Green light. Give it all you got.
And they're away. Nice even start. We saw a couple of 4 wides in race 1 and 2 for split blue. What are we going to see here? 2x2s. You can get it done until you get ridden right off the track on the outside. But they've made it work. And then, a little bit of touch on the rear quarter panel there. Manages to save it in that disgusting looking car. You've done a great job there, Ben. There's a lot of putridness out there, and that's what we want to see.
2 sentences I was not expecting to hear today.
It's been a day like that. We've got Burrs in the lead. Oh, hang on. That's not how you make meatballs. Gary Lau and John Stockton, P1 and P2. I don't think that's right, game.
No, that doesn't seem
Update
right.
the...
That's safety car?
Don't know, but
Not
I can't.
safety car?
Where's Burrs?
There is P3. He must have made a boo-boo.
I have no idea what's happening. I'm going to just... Oops. Do this anyway. I'm going to do Sky Sports right now. Yeah, round wide. Big and 2. For some reason, I thought it was a disconnect. I'm going well, thanks, Chad. How are you, sir? I can't speak for Alex and JP. I reckon Alex is tied. I reckon JP's...
I was tied
worn
before
out.
split blue.
There's the death.
Yeah, I'm all good.
75.
Thanks. It's a good end to the season. That's a very weird place to park.
You can't park
That's
there.
definitely not ideal.
Yeah, this is not how you take 130R, I can tell you now. Actually,
Oh,
they didn't
well,
take
that-
it. Oh, that's going to hurt.
Oh!
That's quite a hit.
That's how you become deceased in real life
So you become a
racing.
cave painting on the tech pro.
Oh, speaking of in trouble, JP,
Oh, Woodley in the back
what
as
is
well.
going on tonight? Has everyone forgotten to drive? Let's see what happens to John. Getting down to T1. 420 loses it. That's Lucas Burrs. Oh, he's managed to
just a
avoid, but just
Smallest tap.
slippy.
Avoided the wall too, so lucky in that regard at least.
And that was self-inflicted as well. Bit of oil on the track, perhaps.
Although the good news from that for John is he's only 1 position away from the reverse grid pole. So
Tactics.
that's something to play for at least.
You're saying it might have been tactical?
No, John is good at tactics. He's not that good at executing them. So I'd say that was a bit of luck. Oh, that's
Foul hand look.
optimistic by Fowler, yeah.
Mr. Weatherburn. Sitting in 10th, as you were saying before. John has placed himself on P1 for next race. He's too quick to finish 13th unless more dramas unfold.
We have 2 10-second penalties for cars
By Herod.
394 for out of
What?
position at the race start.
Rockford and Lau.
What is going
That's
on?
a fascinating line. Yeah, that last the chicane there, you could see here it was fairly optimistic on the brakes there, so there was always going to be some contact. Luckily, it wasn't too bad there. Ooh, that's very well avoided there by Herod.
Are they all drunk?
It's a possibility.
No, but the stewards are maggoted right now, I'll tell you that. They are... fish bowls.
That situation normal in the steward's office anyway.
Yeah. So our pole sitter, down in 7th. It's had a couple of moments so far in this race. Only 5 minutes. He's really struggling with that car. That car looks a handful.
By all accounts, the Honda is absolutely rapid around here, but it does have the tendency to want to commit very small murders fairly frequently.
Yep. It is Japan. Maybe he's wanting to commit seppuku, but we know how talented Lucas is. We'll get it sorted.
Current identity wants people to die of alcohol poisoning, but you do you. This is going to be interesting. Is any one of them going to back out? It doesn't appear to be so. Lucas does. Whoa! Okay.
In the foreground, Brad Cook.
I think that was a side-by-side going in there and maybe a bit of an early turning or something.
Gets a good run. Grass.
Just stepped the wheel, yeah. Oof, that's a solid hit.
Joy, welcome to pit lane. You've joined a couple of
It's
others in there.
so easy at 130R just to dip that wheel in, trying to maximize the track on the outside, and you step over the limit and then step into a wall.
So I asked the commentators, did I ask you last night, Alex? Were you commentating last night? I forget. It's been a long day.
I was for the Porsche Cup, yeah.
I asked you about which of the USA tracks you're most looking forward to.
Yes, you did.
Sweet, because I didn't quite check the voting till afterwards. It was Watkins Glen by a mile. No one's looking forward to Indianapolis at all. I thought that'd be quite fun. A different style of circuit.
I mean, look, Indy, out of the three tracks, I would say India is my second most anticipated one. I haven't really driven there much, but I've watched some videos to get a feel for it. It looks like a fun track. So, yeah, I mean, Circuit of the Americas, you know, some people are saying it's going to be boring. I reckon it'll be fairly fun in these cars, especially for enduro racing.
Oh, it gives me Paul Ricard vibes with how much of a runoff you've got in lots of places, which is good.
Yeah, we saw it as the American Silverstone, basically.
Yep. Yeah, that makes sense, especially with those S's.
Yeah.
Brad
Cook went so wide off there and so hard into the wall, he jumped into the jet. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Carlos with the send on Barker there, pulls it up nicely. Great overtake, that was brave.
I just hope with the
Just
Indianapolis circus that you can do the oval, even if it's not counted. I bet you they wall it up.
The stewards are not mucking around. Stop go 10 for 130, causing a collision.
That is not mucking around.
They've taken a look at that and gone, nah, you're having a nice long trip down that pit lane.
Bumpy pit.
So by all accounts, I was in TeamSpeak with Gorilla and Bob now, and they were using some very fruity language describing the Bentley around here. So it seems as though Macintosh is doing pretty well to lug it around here.
Lucas has just got to pick his moments here. That car is a massive handful. Loosey-goosey. I didn't see the 130 incident, but if it's been a stop-go 10, I 100% back it in. They don't give it out easily. Unless your team's called stop-go 30. In that case, you get a stop-go 30 for every penalty.
I thought we were just handing them out as we went past people. That was the idea behind it.
Yeah, look, nah.
Dropping blue stop go 30 shells behind you, or
Yeah, something like that.
that doesn't seem fair. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. Car 130 coming into 130R. Lucas isn't backing out of this one on the brakes. Okay. Great move
Nice
around
racing.
outside there into the chicane.
Don't know what I think about Chrome. Nah, I'm lying. Yes, I do hate it. Not a huge fan of Chrome. Here comes John, speaking of fugly. Up into P9.
That's how I say hello to him too.
I've never seen John, so I can't confirm nor deny.
Just take my word for it.
Oh, I will. In front of him, he has the beautiful JC, fresh in his new GPU, his new mic. He's a new man. It's up in P9. That's not JP. That's not JC. It's bloody Jacob. The same livery, nearly. Except JC's gone back to his yellow.
JC, two places
The one
back.
that says Jake one boy, that's JC.
Yeah, mate, I was just hoping it was JC into the top 10, but he's just disappointed me once again.
Well, to be fair, he hasn't been murdered, so it's going much
You've gone
better.
and said it. You've gone and said it.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
So you heard it
Absolutely
here,
fine.
JC. It was JP that has given you the curse.
So Mol, when you said that Jacob has the same livery as JC,
He doesn't. He did though,
Okay,
It's just
I
yellow.
just wanted to clarify.
because I'm fairly sure I thought JC designed that milk one. They're confusing me. Too many J's in this bloody group. I tell you that much. JC, JS, JW, JP, JS, JG. Popular first initial. And a popular name in Jack. I don't see many Jacks in OOR. That's a very popular name, especially in Australia.
One gets through on Weatherburn. Oh, that's a bit of a butt clench. So John coming up to the back of Macintosh. They have had some real ding-dong battles in the past, so it should be fun to see as Barker dives in for his stop go 30.
Oh, that's why he's done it. What an asshole.
I've just noticed the team name.
That's pretty good.
That is filthy. That
It
deserves
does
to
look
stick
like cloudy
there.
pineapple juice, so it's actually...
Well, I'm not going to cry if someone T-bones you this time, JC. So many Chads in OOR, isn't that? Doesn't that mean something else? There's only one true
Yeah.
Chad.
Mega Chad. Just casually, I mean, Luca has pissed off at the front there. He's almost 5 seconds clear of Raleigh. So, would have been interesting to see what the pace would have been like if Burrs decided to stay mostly on the track.
Free T-bones for anyone that gets JC with the T-bone. Yeah, lots of penalties. Race 1 for Split Blue, it seemed to be pretty good. Is that how it felt in Stewart's
Torito.
office?
Sorry?
Yeah, I mean the first race for us in the steward's office wasn't too bad, but the second race, I spent probably 90% of it in the replay.
You know you got an interesting race when that happens. Then you run out of the replay.
That start was interesting, I think is the correct terminology. John has a good run on Macintosh here. I think Kabima should have the legs on him. Pulls up alongside, fairly wide. Macintosh concedes fairly easily there. Didn't fight that too hard, surprisingly. McIntosh does a 5-second penalty.
Chad, basically, if you would like to become a steward, we add you to the Discord role, you join the group, and it involves training. We don't just throw you in there and you just guess. So, most of the time...
It's not like that?
No, it's not, unless you're drinking, then it's fine. And yeah, so, and then during the rookie series, if we'd like you to jump in and take a look at some events when it's a bit more low pressure in the rookies. And generally, the same amount of things to look for early, but if you compare this to the rookie series, this is way more action and not good.
Well, I mean, it's good to watch. It's not
It's
necessarily a good race. Amaze balls. Okay.
Yeah, for the next season, we will be bringing in a new group of stewards into the rookies. So, just let us know, and we'll see if we can squeeze you in there.
Does it come with a beer can hat? Nah, just an intravenous line. You don't even have to pour it. It's just
Speaking of, mine's a bit worn out. If you could send another one,
another IV. How's the
or just send them in bulk. Actually, that's probably the better way.
no dramas? Do you want a pick line or do you want just a cannula?
Let's go for a mix of both.
Pick line, yeah, no worries. Central access. A nice little battle pack here behind Richard McIntosh, or behind John. Got 5 cars within a tenth. I mean, in a second. I need to stop drinking. I need to start drinking.
Stop.
Why stop?
We definitely need to do at some stage a streamed fun event, but all the commentators have to play a drinking game.
Truth.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Oh, I want to do a Wreckfest night because that game's so easy to, and it's just hilarious. We played it the night. It's just 3 of us. So we had. What was that?
Is that a Wreckfest night as a drinking game?
Could be. If you finish the race, you have to drink. If you don't have damage, you got to drink 2.
I don't think anybody's ever finished the Wreckfest race without damage. Is that a thing?
Yeah. I had a race the other night where I managed to get away and didn't have an incident. But not
Just
when there's
up ahead.
20 people.
Weatherburn got past McIntosh as well.
Who owns Wreckfest out there? Because if you don't, you're missing out. It is a lot of fun. And also big shout out to
that's the
Garfield
idea. Just sorry, just saying for one of the the social events that we've had before.
Yep.
Something like that.
Well, we've got 4 weeks off from Sprint, so we've got a few Wednesday nights free, Thursday nights free, weekends free, so we'll organise a couple of fun stuff. We've got a suggestions channel in Discord if you want to post some in there. But definitely going to do Wreckfest because that is underrated, and hell, you don't even need a wheel, just need to have a controller. You can run the wheel if you want, but I'd suggest you turn your force feedback down because you're going to have a bad time.
Wreckfest with inverted controls. Oh, that's McIntosh on the wall.
That's not ideal.
I think that was just Bentley things on the exit there. It's very slippery. Yeah.
Rip. F in chat there for the boat. And welcome to the pits.
So easy to happen as well there. Doesn't matter on all the cars, even the cars with good traction, it's so easy to lose it on the exit there. Yeah, Chad, I always play Wreckfest on the keyboard. It's actually fairly playable.
Yeah, they've done that very well with their controls for that game.
I tried playing it on the wheel, and it's not fun. It's doable, but it's not as fun as with a controller.
Oh, you've really got to tinker with the settings for the wheel to make it work, and it's completely opposite to how you'd set it up for one of these types of games. Has there ever been multi-class races in OR? Yes, we had a multi-class endurance race at Paul Ricard, but just not enough uptake of the GT4. And it gets boring after a while. You've got 3 classes within the car class. So if you're a pro class team in GT4, you're essentially racing against maybe 1 or 2 other teams. I don't honestly see the value in that from both an organiser and a race driver, so we haven't been doing it.
There would be, not sure, maybe more interest in multi-class race with something like the M2 or something. That's a bit easier to get into.
We'll see how it shakes out for the Sprint Series next season, and we might see what else we can tinker with on a Wednesday. Porsche Cup will be coming back, but in retrospect, in hindsight, it kind of, it sounds good multi-class racing, but I don't really see on this game that you're getting much value in it, unless you're on another title with like LMP2s and GTEs and stuff like that, where the pace gap's monumental and it works. Here it's just...
Yeah, that's why I'm just thinking of the M2 that's about 20 seconds a lap slower than a GT3 car.
Yep.
In most places.
But
it's only fun if you get enough people in both classes to make it like challenging. You know? Like you said at Paul Ricard, it is, apart from the poor Janetta that we caught every second lap pretty much, it wasn't really, you didn't see the GT4s very much.
Another thing on top of that, now we know at racing they do a lot of multi-class races, but there's a monumental amount of splits, and this is the point I'm trying to make with the racing. Like, say you split it down the middle, 24-24, you got 24 GT3, 24 M2s, for example. You might have 3 teams in the GT3 class that are pro or quick. Then there's a gap, then there's another 5, 10, there's a gap, and then there's the rest. You're not racing against many, and because there's only one split, that's why there's such a big gap. If we had multiple splits, you could have the fast drivers in one, you have the next batch in the next, and then, yeah, it doesn't matter if there's only 24, but you're racing against 24 people or teams that have matched you. So, yeah, it just doesn't work when you've got one split, in my opinion. Things that I always think about. Hopefully this endurance series we can add a few more and maybe get a second split. But again, it takes more volunteer work. But we'll get there.
Wait, hang on, I'm a volunteer?
No, your checks in the mail.
You're racing.
Oh, that's good.
Aren't you racing the next one?
Okay.
I'm giving you a
Oh,
stop.
I mean, yeah, racing on and off.
That's for
Is
me,
that
next
on and off the
race.
track or?
Well, you're going to be at Zolder, so yes.
Yeah, true.
I've never done an endurance race. I've never once done an endurance race, and I'm a massive sim racer. So yeah, I understand that it's tricky. I'd love to do one day, but my priority is to make sure they're broadcasted.
Are there no tools in ACC? Oh, that's by Bartlett there. Are there no tools in ACC for like an auto broadcast kind of thing, or is it all self-control?
You've really got to broadcast it for your own PC, and with those events in particular, it's a bit more taxing because you've got so many cars for such a long time, and not just taxing. It's also mentally exhausting because the day lasts a long way. And say if I commentate an 8-hour race, I'll probably commentate 4 of it, but I'm still there the whole time. So yeah, it's just hard to ask that commitment from someone. We're
No,
trying
that's
to.
why I'm asking if there's no like an auto broadcast that follows the race itself, or
What do you mean?
like a broadcasting tool that
They can log in and change your cameras and stuff.
that does it automatically for them.
Nah. Oh, we've got one that you got auto button. I'll put it on now just to show you actually. So this little controller that I've got has auto. But you watch how fucking random it is. And if you had commentators trying to like watch it, you can't be too generalised with your comments.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah, it's like just doing what we're doing.
No,
now.
I'm just
Yeah.
trying to think of a way to get you.
There is a way to. There is one way. You can log into my broadcast PC through TeamViewer and change all the buttons and controls that way. But again, it's not automated. There still has to be a human behind it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mac Daddy. Great work as always, mate. Thank you. Thanks, Chad. I just hope you enjoy the endurance series because, oh my lord, that's all I've done in the last 3 weeks. It's gonna look insane, and I'm very impressed with a lot of those logos you guys have sent in. Also, this is from Glenn. Here's a Bender fact. Before we started tonight's sprint series, there've already been 4,000 laps recorded for Zolder on in qualification. So, nice
3
work.
of them were bad.
And 3,000 of those were JP.
No.
Yuck. Imagine that. That's a lot. I couldn't... There's no track in the world I'd sweat that much.
I don't think there's any track in this game that I've already done 3,000 laps on, and I have 1,200 hours in the game. So
Oh, I'm not sure how many laps I've done on Zolder. It's not a huge amount, but I think I'm done with the qualifying now.
I want to say that I'm done, but I had a delta for a lap that was 4/10 quicker than the one I got. So I just know that I can't let that go. Because it's at the moment the top 15 teams are covered within a second almost.
Yeah.
So it's very tight up the tire.
Very tight.
And leuk het. So yeah, we really wanna push on a little bit, but yeah, it's frustrating. I really like Zolder as a track, but it's the freaking chicanes and that bloody hairpin are just so frustrating to try and get right.
Yeah, it's a very consistency-based track. Yeah, Reece, send me a DM. No worries at all.
Fireball saying yoga is up in P7. Namaste. Oh, yeah, no, sorry. Okay.
I mean, maybe Yoda's doing yoga.
That's entirely possible. If he's doing it while racing, that would be even more impressive.
Chad, what happens if a team driver that's registered does do a, or do you mean doesn't do a lap? If they do a lap, that's great. But if they don't do a lap, you mean?
Only one lap. A lap.
See you, Ruggrass. Hope you're feeling better soon, mate. But it's good to see you. It means your team, depending if I'm well aware of who the team is, it means that you won't qualify as a team. There's no reason not to do a lap in a 7-day period, or at least an hour session. Or there's no reason to not let us know that you are unable for whatever reason it is. You've got to have a valid reason though. So yeah, if you team doesn't complete the laps as a team, then you don't race, because there's a lot of teams that are going to miss out that have done the laps. So I'd rather get those involved that like to follow instructions and have a crack. And yeah, don't
My
tank.
dog ate my steering wheel. Is that a valid excuse? Or?
I've heard a few things through the day. I won't mention any because some of them are legit.
What if
Brakes have failed is the
I need
top one.
What if I need to give my pet fish a bath? Is that a good enough excuse?
Look, I'll accept it based on humour. And then I'll change their team name to Pet Fish. But I haven't heard
I
that
don't know if
excuse.
I don't know if you've seen my dog, but he could definitely eat my steering wheel. That could legit be an excuse.
He could, yes.
No, you got a keyboard still, JP.
Ah.
No.
But the big question is, would he eat your steering wheel?
Oh no, he doesn't bite anything. He's very.
No, it
Lazy.
doesn't look like he
neck
does.
minute.
The leader has finished the race.
I think if anybody ever breaks into my house, we'll just show them the expensive shit, basically. So. By the way, race is finished. Joe Coleman has won. Raleigh second. Stephen Ty in third, very
Oh, wow.
closely followed by Lucas Burrs.
And
Rob
Roche
Johnson
would be
and
kicking
He
himself
can't get
for
past.
that.
oh, good little drag race to the line there.
Rochford kicking himself for getting that out of position penalty at the start of the race, because he would have been on that reverse grid pole.
Rip. Well done, Luca. Sorry I missed you crossing the line. Raleigh P2 and yeah, Stephen Ty P3. Wow, who was that absolute intercontinental ballistic missile? JPC, you've got to be... You've got to take a long, hard look in the mirror. Or your pizza box and go, nah, I'm better than that. There's still race 2, Diabols.
Yeah, you do have to be careful at the end of the race, just sending it into turn 1 like that. You can hit someone else, and particularly
Fairly
those of
big
us that have
hit
direct
now.
drive wheels, it can hurt.
Yeah, especially in this game. This game, for some reasons, painful when that happens.
I got a while ago in other league. I got murdered into turn 1 at Mazzano, where the guy just didn't brake. He thought the race was over, and then he wanted to vent some frustration by killing me. And even with a G29, it honestly ripped out of my hand so fast. I can only imagine the impact direct drive wheel would have.
Especially when you're not expecting it, and you might have put your hands like in the wheel a little bit, like,
Yeah.
and they will just rotate. Yeah, not good.
So Goodley without force feedback, Chalmers in the Beamer. That's never ideal. Then again, Carlos Johnson races without force feedback on purpose, so
Don't know how he does it.
Green light, go, go, go.
Don't know how he does it.
it's, when we do the Enduro races, as he's a teammate. Sorry, do you want to go for the results first?
All right, we'll go quick. So you can see here, Jed Coleman, Raleigh, Ty, top 3. Next best, Burrs, Johnson, Sneakers, Weatherburn, Fowler, Conboy, Bartlett, Vinita, Herod. And from 13th down, you will see these guys go back out there to do their super qualifying lap to make the grid for race 2. Back to you, JP.
No, I was just saying it's when you go on board with him, it's like his steering inputs are so weird. It's really, I don't know how. I'm assuming because he's been doing it for years and years, so it's like second nature. But it doesn't look right when you go on board and you see the way the steering wheel moves and how quickly he reacts to stuff. It's just, I don't know. It's weird, but he pulls it off.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's harder to race without force feedback than is sound. Without sound's not easy either, but without feedback, it's tough going. As I mentioned earlier on Discord as well, those that have patrons and don't have a logo for their teams and are a bit stuck with ideas or don't know how to get one sorted, just flick me a message. I've helped out probably 4 or 5 teams so far. Doesn't cost you anything. Some people charge quite a bit for logo designs. So yes, feel free to reach out. Reach out.
To answer your question, Damien, the penalties are automatically applied once the session ticks over
Thank
We don't have to do
God.
anything.
So the penalties that show up on the little leaderboard on the left-hand side, when it's not back in, when the session hasn't ticked over, those aren't applied yet until it goes to that screen where the session is finished. Then they actually apply. Would you rather race without force feedback or race with a full keyboard style throttle brake but can use ABS DC? I'd much rather just drive without force feedback.
Would you rather race I would rather LD4. Both of those aren't great options, but yeah, if I still had the wheel, I'd probably race without feedback. How can you race without feedback? I don't get it. That man needs to be put into a museum.
That's an interesting line through the diagnose there.
It might have been invalidated.
Maybe.
Just maybe, possibly.
So I reckon.
We'll have to confirm.
Yeah, I mean,
Come
there's
back
still
and
the
find
option.
out later.
I reckon we'll see Barker on pole if I had to put my money on someone. Barker or Cook.
I'm gonna say. Oh, I'm gonna say Cookie. Oh, Barker's in the
Cookie.
power here. I'm gonna say
My
Cookie.
money would be on Barker.
Bob Barker.
I'll put my money on Cook then.
Price is wrong, bitch.
Good little drift out of Spoon, which can get in the bin. Spoon is no. That's all I have to say about that.
So you heard it here, JP, not a fan of spooning.
There he is. He'd be a
I
big
prefer
spoon.
forking, yeah.
Fuck.
I apologize for nothing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Chad, there's not a lot of bad liveries in this split. Well, it's a couple of attempts, but the attempts at bad liveries was about as good as our attempt at racing in the second race, split blue. So.
What type of dog do you have, JP? What is?
I have a Rottweiler. Weighs
They're a
about
lovely
80
dog.
kilos.
They do get a bad rap.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
I
really
mean,
good.
he's honestly the gentlest thing you've ever seen in your life. But he's very, very intimidating.
Oh, I can imagine. Cook P1, Barker P2. Keep it coming, Cook. But yeah, it's mostly the dog owner. That's a reflection of the
Exactly.
dog. 90% of the cases. If you're a
100%.
shit owner, you're going to have a shitty dog. I feel sorry for those dogs.
Absolutely. But I still get it with my dogs, taking them for a walk. People will cross the street just to avoid them.
Yeah,
You got
same thing.
Chihuahuas?
What dogs do you have, Alex?
Have you got
Two
Chihuahuas,
two
Alex?
German Shepherds.
Two German
Okay.
Shepherds.
Yeah, I get very similar thing here where the people will. I've seen people almost crash their motorbikes when they drive past and they try and avoid them and stuff like that. And I'm like, he never, when you take him for a walk, he doesn't bark at anyone. He doesn't even look at anyone weirdly. He just chills and enjoys his walk. And
Yeah.
people freak the freaking hell out all around him. It's very disturbing actually how they react.
Yeah, I'd find the same with Max, my golden retriever. People are petrified of him. Said no one.
Yeah, they do have a terrible reputation.
But in saying that, there are a lot of delivery drivers that are scared of him because he does have a pretty loud bark when someone comes to the door just to let me know, because I'm in a different room, like a long way from the house, from the front door. So I don't hear the door unless the doorbell's doing its thing. But they don't normally press the doorbell, they just bang on the door. So I don't hear it, and my dog just carries on, just barks. And as soon as I come to the door and touches the door, he'll stop. But I have seen so many people take 2 steps back from the door as soon as they hear him barking. And I'm like, I open the door and they see his face. He's like, yes, someone to pat me. And they're like, they're unsure still. I'm like, he's just going to lick you to death. I find it pretty funny.
Back when I was in school, we had a German Shepherd cross Rottweiler. She was a big dog, and quite often, Mum would come pick us up from school, taking the dog for a walk, and all the kids would come rushing out to give her pats, and she just loved it. But it took one parent complaining about it being a dangerous breed, and she wasn't allowed to bring the dog to school anymore.
Good old Karens.
This is why we can't have nice things.
No.
Yeah, there's like a public walking hill here on the island, and I live just behind it, so I could literally walk from my house to the hill and then walk up and down. It's a big public road. At like 5 p.m. daytime, like there's loads and loads of people, and the caretaker of the land told me that he doesn't want me to walk my dog because people are so scared of my dog. And I was like, there's guys with pit bulls that are off leash and stuff like that, and mine is always on leash, but I'm not allowed to.
Yeah, it's
do
just
it.
ridiculous.
Damien, there's only 21 cars, or 20 cars left now, so it looks unbalanced, but it's the top 12 who didn't qualify.
That's a good
Attack
job.
racing. You should be careful getting a Labrador. Have you seen how many people go blind who have them?
Careful getting
That's the reason why blind people aren't allowed to go skydiving. It's that the poor dogs can't handle it.
Oh no. Yeah, my golden retriever has yet to retrieve gold, so he's faulty. But he'll eat anything if you let him. It's a skill, isn't it?
My granddad is blind, so he's had a guide dog for the last 20 years. He doesn't have one now. He has like a weird kind of cane. But he had, his first one was a black Labrador, who was fantastic, one of the most well-trained dogs. The second one he had was a golden retriever, golden lab cross. And he was fantastic at commands and stuff like that. But he had a bit of an attitude where if my granddad like scolded him or something for something he did, he would, either when he's walking on the street, he would walking under a sign that he could see is low enough for my granddad to hit his head, or he would walk him around the corner of a pool so my granddad would fall into the pool.
Be sass.
It was brilliant.
Yeah, don't scold me or I'll put you into something you don't want to be in. I'm not a cat person. I'm allergic, which probably
Same.
helps that as well. But I've been with my partner for about 10 years, and she has a cat, but it's never been able to live with us because I'm allergic. So shafted, but now the dog follows her everywhere, and it's her best friend. It's pretty funny.
John has they have 2 Maine Coons. The first one they have is about 16 kilos. It's a freaking, just a massive cat. But because it's so fluffy, as soon as I walk into his house, my eyes and my nose just close up.
Yeah. Kicks my asthma off. My dog's funny. Anytime she has a shower, he'll follow her in and then lay on the mat there. Every time. But if I have a shower, doesn't want a bar of it. Pervert dog.
Do you have a pre-shower poo? Because that might be part of the reason.
I don't know. I just call him a perv.
All I get is a ball left in the hallway in the dark.
Ooh.
The problem is if I let my dog into the room while I'm showering, he will just get into the shower. So.
Oh, you couldn't get in. Yeah, we've got a big lip. It's like a bath as well. Yeah. He's too old to get in there. Safe.
The previous house we lived in that had a pool, if I didn't block off the pool, he would literally sit in the pool for 8 hours a day. And it's weird because they don't generally, the Rottweilers aren't known for liking water. But yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yours is the exception.
So no rain to close off the season, which is a bit of an F. But the game does look very nice this time of day, so it should be a fun broadcast.
Safety car deciding to warm up its tyres.
We'll be back in a sec. Who would like to take this start of this race? Unless you want me to do this carnage.
I can take it, that's fine.
Alright, back in a sec.
So what is the grid that we have? We have, that's Herod. Who is the other beamer? The beamer is Vintana. And then I can't see who is behind them. It looks like a Lexus, which would be Bartlett. Bartlett finished just behind Convoy, I think. So Convoy would be P4. There we go. Herod, Vintana, Bartlett, Convoy. Fowler, Weatherburn, Sonicus, Johnson, Burst, Ty, Raleigh, and Jeff Coleman is the top 12. And Cook getting the pole position in the Super Quali with Parker, Hayes, Rochford, Stockton, Lau, Gowers, and Chalmers rounding out the rest of the field. Not sure if Chalmers has his force feedback sorted, but hopefully he does.
If not, it'll be an interesting race for him.
At least he has Carlos in the team speak to get some tips, so that's good. It is quite incredible the level of details inside of the cars and stuff like that. Like even the little stickers here and there for the information. I saw one the other day on Reddit, which I don't know which car it was in, but the sticker had like a lot of writing on it, and it was like, this text is generated by an AI, and then it just had like a bunch of random information on it. It was quite interesting. Once we come around, 130 hours, safety car speeds off, cars will be going double file now. Leader holding 80 kilometers an hour back up the field, everybody try and close gaps. And after the Casio Triangle, we will go racing. It is ironic that the two ugliest cars have made it onto the front row.
Sadness.
It's fitting.
As we come around the final corner, Herod leading Vintana, Bartlett, Convoy, Fowler, Weatherburn, Sonicus, Johnson, Burrs, and Ty. For the top 10 will be a delayed start due to the reverse grid. So we'll wait for Giacomo to cross the line before we get a green light. It should be anytime about now.
Green light,
Not
green
now,
light.
now.
Go, go, go.
There we go. Herod with a bit of a slow pull away, Vintana around the outside. Lucas Burrs has a great start. John tries to go around the outside there, squeezes Burrs to the inside. Everybody surviving, free wide. John pushing Cook a little bit wide there, or maybe Giacomo. Very confusing with the same livery. So far, not too much drama. John almost into the back of Burrs there. Ty into the side of Burrs. Burrs definitely a little bit in the wars here. Does manage to clear Ty there. Burrs looking around the outside of Fowler there. That's not an easy place to make that happen. John getting caught in the Giacomo sim racing sandwich there. So far, fairly clean, no yellow flags as of yet. Parker trying to send it up the inside there. There's Burrs is off track again. That Honda is really a big handful. Oh, as we're going free wide into the entry for the hairpin, this should be very interesting to see. John has some sanity that prevails. so far. A little bit of door banging here and there, but no deaths, which is good to see. And Jamie Conboy has not been murdered yet, which is even better to see. Oh, as Herod messes up on the exit of Spoon, allows a couple of people through. Paolo with a much better run than Herod here coming into 130. Oh, that should be not quite close enough to make anything happen there. Bartlett going very wide, Convoy going just as wide, so does Weatherman, so does Herod. Everybody deciding that track limits is merely a suggestion.
Basically.
Oh, Ty and Burrs both getting pushed wide on the exit of the triangle there. John around the outside of Burrs. Bit squirrely. Ty would have had a fairly poor exit there.
Well, that was a clean lap for Split Red and the reverse grid. What the hell's going on? It's been good so far.
Where are the cameras? Where is the hidden camera? What's going on?
This isn't the race.
Oh, that's not where you want to poke a nose in.
It's just solid racing there. Vincent taken off 2 seconds up the road from Bartlett. But then Bartlett has an absolute train behind him. And there's a death.
Oh, there's somebody in the wall. That's Relay.
5 seconds after I start commentating, and there's a murder,
Oh,
and there's a death, and there's a death, and there's a murder,
That's
and there's
John.
a death,
More death.
and there's a murder, and there's a death, and then there's just sadness, and then
You hate to see it.
yeah. hate to see
So, Mal, I want to take you back in time,
it. Yes.
right? You remember about 15 seconds ago?
Yeah, look. Yeah. I'm hoping that the safety car is called based on how small the grid is. Just to bunch them up, there's going to be a bit of damage. It's the last race of the season. It won't kill anyone. But because it kind of just peppers out a little bit. And there wasn't enough cars involved there to validate, to call one. I would have definitely done it.
Yeah, that race director has disagreed with that call, so that should open this race up to Giacomin to help him potentially cut through the field and go for the win. Not going to be challenged too much from behind. Ooh. If he doesn't pin it into the pit entry wall.
Too wide, 2-1. Doable, but a challenge. Rod pulls out. Intelligent
Did
driver.
attempt that on the final lap and it did not work very well at all, so it's definitely a bit
You nearly
challenging.
made it work. You had a cracker on the outside.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Worth a try.
it's so slippery on that exit to get the power down. It felt really, my heart was pumping and I was like, yes, I'm getting this, I'm doing this, and then the car was like, no, and then that didn't work. I think Johnson would be looking to clear Bartlett here as quickly as possible. I think he will have better pace than Winter. So with 25 minutes left, if he can get past Bartlett, he'll be able to maybe close that gap down, maybe try and create a bit more space between him and where Giacomin is at the moment. Because we have seen how good Luca is at cutting through the field.
There's two main packs here. Well, there's 3 packs, but there's 2 main ones. There's... Like, how does he save that not knowing what the feedback is? I don't understand. I need
Excellent
to be
question.
sat down.
I'm pretty sure it's magic.
It's got to be magic. He has to have some type of feel to know what the car's doing. Maybe he just turns it down like just basically off. What wheels
No,
are
it's
on?
off. He has a G29 now. He was racing on a G27 up until I think the beginning of this sprint season, if I'm not mistaken.
And did he turn the feedback off on the 29?
Yes.
Why? Carl Johnson, send me a DM. Want to
yes.
chat? You'd be learning the wrong things with that feedback, by the way.
The only issue that he really has is he struggles a little bit with tire wear in like the long stints towards the end, but not as much as you would think. It's very. Ooh, that's interesting.
Speaking
Oh,
of
goes
tire
with the
wear.
drift. Oh,
Kiss.
A
Carl
little rub on
Johnson,
the way
I would
through
like
to
to
let him know.
chat. 2-minute job. I'm guessing that's how long it took to make this livery. 2 minutes too long, I think. Sparks flying off. It looked great.
well, definitely getting held up here with Bartlett. The pace is not quite there. Ventana extending that gap ever so slightly. That is very optimistic by Luca into the hairpin. Holds it up there. Squeeze.
JC wanted to defend it, but he couldn't. Luca was just too quick there. JC tuck him behind, follow him through. He's got a 10-second penalty. There's still a chance for a podium, Mr. Conboy. But much like race 2 in Split Blue, the pulse, the front runner. I don't think was Vincent the pole sitter, or was it?
No, it was Herod, but
It was
Ventana got him on turn 1.
Yeah. So front row
Great run for
scooted
Johnson.
away. There's going to be murders here. I sense it in my waters. Yep.
Oh, Luca, what is
Wow!
that? That is-
Wow! 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 How's he? Wow! How has he got away with that? He has parted the seas.
Would have been a huge amount of puckering.
Oh, that is very lucky.
Yeah, that is not how that is done.
It's I don't know.
There's nothing great about that
a little
save,
bit of
Chad. That was
impatience.
pure luck. Only luck saved him then.
It was actually a good bit of awareness from Johnson,
Yes.
seeing him at the last second and turning out of that, which is not ideal in a
Never
braking
mind,
zone.
there's one.
And there's the one.
That's 2 pens. Luca is just... Sometimes this happens. He's got so much talent, so much pace, but he just trips up over the field trying to make his way through. He's had
A
some...
little bit of a lack of patience.
stellar-
That's basically what it comes down to.
Oh, exactly. But he had a great race at Imola where he had to fight through the back of the field. And I think he made it back into the top 5. And that track's not easy. So he's got it in his tank. It's just, yeah, sometimes lack of patience. And if you're racing in the endurance series, by the way, that is the main word. Patience. As
Especially
we've
for Zolder.
Yes. 450.
Ooh, okay. So we have parking spot.
What has happened here? Lost the rears. Nope.
Oh,
See, that
Ooh.
first contact,
Oh, no.
I wish the game didn't exaggerate it so much. The next contact, though, you can definitely see why that sent round.
yeah. I mean, Ty he had a little oversteer moment that popped him into him. Chad had Kaspersky updating during the race. Yeah, I had a NVIDIA GeForce drivers is ready pop up in the race, which is not ideal.
No. But if you still kill someone during that time, you're still at fault.
Yeah, true.
Turn that auto updates off. I had someone, what race was it? It might have been an F1 race. They had a pop-up from a penalty pop-up on the screen, and then it stayed there for like 5 laps. That's not ideal. That's a game fault. That isn't even an update fault. Wouldn't
I
expect it.
helped the European team out for the 24 hours of Spa, and I only did I did a triple stint on a Sunday morning. And then when I gave the car back to the other guy, as I drove into the pits, he started getting a Windows update and his frames dropped to like 5 frames a second.
Oh,
So, and I'd already confirmed the pit stops and everything, so the car was getting handed over. So he did one lap at like 5 frames a second, got like 30 seconds of damage, lost the position. Speaking of losing positions, Bartlett's waiting for him at least. And then had to go and do the update, so I had to get the car back. It was just such a freaking nightmare.
yeah, that's not ideal. Nothing you could do either.
BC, the stewards definitely not happy with Giacomin whacking him with another 15 seconds.
And poor Barker, who was the recipient of the tap, just caused his own one then. And that's normally when you get a bit annoyed, because you feel hard done by because of the spin, and then you ruin someone else's race. You're going to be further back with a pen, but that is just a part of racing. Here comes Gary. See a bit of damage on the back of Weatherburn's car there. Nice move. So JC, big chance here for a podium. I'll put on a show for him on Sunday, so it's your turn now, JC. Can you snag P2?
Gap to Vinton has come down to 3 seconds now from 4.5, so still 17 minutes remaining. I'd be very surprised if Giacomin doesn't clear Vinton on track.
Oh, Dev. Huge gap here, back from Fowler down to Hayes. This is where it's going to really spice up though for the 6th position. Handful of cars, very similar.
So Rochford here running in P10. He has a 5-second penalty again. I'm not sure what that would be for. But
That was for a collision on lap 1, so obviously just a little tap somewhere.
hello, Yemen. Did Giacomin make the pass save? The pass at 1:30? Not that I recall.
Not that I remember. G'day, Mr. Tully. Carl Johnson's running away a little bit from JC. He's up to 3.2 seconds ahead.
Bit of leader there's Giacomin on another half a second out the last timing blocks, so rapidly closing. Although as fast as Luca is, I don't think he has the pace to get past and create a 25-second gap. But,
no, I'd have questions.
That would be beyond pushing it.
I'd have questions if that was the case. He might turn right up here. Well,
the difficult thing about following people on this track, and I had it in the second race when you're following somebody that's a little bit slower, there's so many corners where you're carrying quite a lot of speed through it. If somebody makes a tiny mistake or something and you have to just dab the brakes, it's so easy to almost go around. Ooh, side by side with Degner 1 is very brave.
F1 Series is actually off to Suzuka, I believe, this week.
Yep, that's what I remember. There's
Vol.
side by side into the hairpin. Very nicely done. Great driving by both of them there. Damien, there was one time when Giacomin went off track, but he didn't gain a position or lose a position from it, so I don't think it's much of an issue.
Jeez, Lucas, his car is loose. Oh,
But I think he put a drift setup on it or something.
he must have.
When in Japan.
Yeah, Tokyo Drift Day.
Fortunately, the VTEC is kicking in at all the wrong time. Oh, that's a great move by Rochford there. I think he'll be able to make it stick as Bartlett still has the inside into the chicane.
Big balls, Rochford. Really gets it done too. And Burrs just gets past Weatherburn.
Yeah, from Jacoban to Vintner under a second now.
Check, yeah, he's right there.
This is where Johnson would be hoping that Vintner puts up a bit of a fight here, at least makes Luca work for it, so that he can take a little bit of time out of Vintner. Oh, not like that.
Vintner's let him through. You know what?
I think he sees
know
the
what?
penalty, that makes sense.
That is intelligent driving. There's 0 point defending against Luca, and he's got 12 minutes to get away 25 seconds. It doesn't happen unless you make a mistake yourself. So that is...
And you see 25 seconds of penalties and you wonder,
Am I next?
why? So that's a perfectly sensible move.
Yep.
Yep, definitely far from the worst decision you can make.
Oh, that's not a good... Gee whiz, that's close. He would have just sniffed that.
That was very nearly one of the worst decisions you can make.
It's a skill in itself to know when defending is actually going to cost you time, potential damage or dramas. Obviously, with 12 minutes to go in a race, if you're racing for position, you've got to defend with your life. But if there's 60 minutes left in like an F1 race and you've got stops to do, or 4 hours in an endurance race, if you're just generally not as fast as the guy behind, there's no real point being that person.
Well, it's always funny on the first lap of an Enduro or the second lap of an Enduro when people are battling and defending into braking zones. And you're like, there's 9 hours left, mate. Just chill. We'll sort this out later. Don't worry.
Exactly.
And it is a huge thing with Enduros, just knowing when you should and shouldn't be fighting and just trying to get yourself into that rhythm. That's where you're going to make the most time.
Yeah.
It's like after 2 or 3 hours, you start like developing the positions where you actually are, and then you know who you can start battling against. But yeah, it's a bit weird sometimes.
Yeah, defending hard. There's obviously places you can put the car on the track where it isn't hard defending, it's just intelligent defending, but at the same time, you only really want to be super hard when it's coming down to those race positions, and this is the last stint. 78 is around, that's Chalmers. He's having, do you say, sound issues?
Forgettable force feedback.
Force feedback.
Well, he was in the first race. I'm not sure if he was able to sort that between races, but so yeah, 10 minutes remaining. Where is Luca on track? He's coming up to 130R. So 10 minutes remaining. I'd say we have another 5 laps to go. Gap from Johnson to Vintner, 3.5 seconds. Interesting to see how much that comes down.
Benny Vintner putting his hand up to move up in class. He's got 9 minutes or so to stay within 25 seconds. And he's going to pick a win overall in AM class. Let's go. It's going to make Luca drop a long way back, probably to 5th.
He's because he's already taken 2.5 seconds out in the last lap or so. Ooh, that was very close to a Kovacs on Kovacs medley, but well pulled out there by Mr. Rochford.
I'll just say he's improved immensely this season.
I actually wanted to shout out to him last, because I came into rookies with him.
He's going to send it.
And, oh, great move. Well pulled up. Fantastic move there. And he has just improved like not only in terms of pace, but just his general racecraft and everything. He's just become a much more complete driver. Yeah, it's great to see. It's great to see him running in the top 10.
Who's next on his target agenda? Bartlett. Oh no. Mr. Convoy, what have you done? Has he been overtaken by pace? Has he made a mistake somewhere? Last lap, 2015. George, 201 flats. Wait to see what happens after this lap, but that potentially a podium gone for Mr. JC. And that's the Karma bus for putting that ridiculous livery on.
I mean, to be fair, his karma bus has been pretty freaking loaded with bad karma this whole season. So
Why add to it? Had a
ooh,
good
great run there. Eamon Tully, should you buy some Burros? The answer is always yes. Ooh, I want to do that. Good save. Yes, buy Burros, buy some hot dog buns, and buy like a tomato onion sauce, and then make some burri rolls, and then enjoy life, because that is good.
Oh, come on, JC. Get on that podium. We've got Georgie, who had a great race one.
Send into turn 1. Oh, spooks him.
Plenty of racing room left there from both drivers. So much so they're both nearly gone off track on each side. Oh, nice little overtake.
Nice little cutback. Good move there by Lau.
And now Bartlett's going, can I have a piece of this too?
Significant.
Chad prefers biltong. I mean, yeah, but it's not the same thing. Biltong is incredible, but it's not a meal. Unless you eat like 2 kilos of it, then
I
yes.
prefer jerky. I'm more of a jerky.
What?
Yeah.
Come on,
I
Mole.
like it a bit harder.
Come on. Okay, well, we don't want to know about your sex life, but what about meat? What dried meats do you prefer?
I'm not saying I don't like both, though.
I like jerky, but jerky it's too sweet. That's.
Oh, it depends where you get it from. I like it with chili. The best one I've
Yeah, we
ever had
only
was
really
in
have-
Northern Territory.
Okay. We only have Jack Links here, really. It's the only one that's
Yeah.
generally available.
There's some really crappy jerkies out there. The ones that are slimy, like soft, that's not jerky. That can get in the bin. But the hard stuff is probably dried out. It's not full of shit. Beautiful. And I blame my dad for that because he came back from I think South Australia when I was a kid. Oh, that was close. And brought back some kangaroo jerky, the proper dry stuff, very, very salty. And I found his stash. And I just absolutely smashed it. And ever since then I'm like, ooh, I really like that.
Yeah, look, I love jerky. It's a nice healthy snack. But yeah, biltong is just better.
You'd have to
Well,
say
I mean,
that being
obviously
South
biased
African,
as
though.
well. So.
Yeah. What does that? Does that word mean something, or it's just biltong is biltong?
I'm not sure. I think it's a very because it was developed by like the settlers in South Africa when they were doing the great trek across South Africa. It was a way that they developed to cure meat, basically to hold it for longer. So I'm not sure if it's based on some old Dutch word or something.
Yeah. So, biltong's dried from the outside in, and then jerky's the other way around. Is that correct? One's hung up in sheets and one's hung up in strips.
Sure, how jerky is made actually. Never seen the process.
I was looking into it because I'm like, this doesn't taste like jerky, and it wasn't. It was biltong. But it was a shitty brand. That's why it was crap. Dad was super happy, Chad. Super happy for me to pinch his stuff. From your observations, how long do you see on average a driver go from the mid-rookie pace to it varies on the driver. If you're receptive to learning and you just ask all the right questions and you're not, I don't know. Some people take feedback and advice a lot better than others and can implement that better. Because I've seen a few drivers go from AM class to pro class in less than 6 months, pace-wise.
Realistically, some drivers will never make it to pro pace. It's just one of those things. You know, some people are just better at driving than others.
Yep.
You didn't have to make it personal.
No, but what I mean is like this. Everybody has their limits. But yeah, as Mal said, if you're willing to actually learn and not just pound laps the whole time without actually taking criticism and some constructive words on board, then yeah, you'll never improve.
There's a few things that people naturally do pick up that are probably bad habits or bad traits. If you can accept that some of those aren't right and you know how to tinker with it and practice those things, yeah, because you can spend 3 hours practicing every week, but if you're practicing the wrong things, you're not going to gain anything. G'day, Mr. Mervagada. You are late to the party today. It's been so clean all night.
Yeah, there's not been any incidents. Completely ignore the red penalty boxes. There's been no incidents whatsoever.
Don't watch Back Split Blue to the second race because it was just boring. Nothing happened.
Yeah,
Absolutely nothing.
No, I mean Alex sounds so depressed because that's just his normal voice. It's not because of what happened in race 2.
Can confirm that is normal.
Leaders on final lap.
What?
The right jersey.
So final
He's
lap.
leaving nothing on the table.
Luca has started his lap, so yeah, final lap. Jan, no! Shit.
What
Oh,
on earth is
Jason!
It looks like he just tried to avoid something that wasn't there. That was
It is
the...
fairly slippery on exit there, but that was a bit of an overcorrection.
That was... He's turned the wheel too much. He's obviously...
Yeah.
Yeah, as you said, that's perfectly overcorrection. Oh, well, that's sad. Ah, pineapple pizza.
Okay, the leader is on the
Nick
final
will be in
lap
a
now.
position,
Give it to him again.
unfortunately. Well, he does have those 3 seconds behind, but he should be able to manage that in 1 lap.
Just as you said, he's leaving nothing on the table. He didn't. He just... Nothing is left on the... He cleared it.
Lost everything off the table.
He's wiped the table clean.
He tried that magic trick of pulling the tablecloth out, but poorly,
Yeah.
so he ruined it.
Yeah, so that's a good prime point there with JC's wheel reaction. Naturally, you just want to feel the car and, oh no, it's going to go this way, I quickly got to counteract it. No, as soon as you land back on that suspension and your wheel's at an angle, there's only going one way, and that is into Sadness Town. But
Almost
again,
looked like
that corner, it sucks. So much pineapple on pizza. It's not fun corner. It's bumpy. It's even bumpier on the other games. They're taking it out of some others. But Luca Giacomo's going to finish the race P1. He's going to fall back a few positions due to penalties. Ben Vincenter, AM class, is going to pick up the win in what is the most disgusting looking car I've nearly ever seen, but John Sneakers' entries top that list. Well done, Ben. P1. First win in OOR, I believe. Carl Johnson's going to finish P2 with no force feedback because he's a freak, super freak. Does George Fowl get in that window? Yes, he does.
should.
So George will finish P3. Lucas Burrs won't
There's
finish.
got convoy at the end there.
Yeah, there's a bit of damage on the old JC's mobile. Oh, here's a bit of a blanket.
Just a quick little shout out there to Vintana. He drew that gap to Johnson by over 2 seconds once Giacomo was by, so fantastic pace from the supposed AM there.
Yeah, there's a couple of drivers that might move up in class during the off-season. Stockton's close. I think he got weather. He did. He got Weatherburn right at the last corner. Gowers and last person to cross the line, Asia Pacific Sprint Series for Season 9. Petey Chalmers, who's had technical issues all race, but he's still gone out there and had a crack. And I respect that. And then there's a car park. This is a boot meet or something. There's someone doing donuts for me. Johnny Stockton. You should be able to do them, Lucas. Your car was loose as all race. There we go.
He's been doing them the whole race, pretty much.
He's probably got no tyres left. No, another great season done and dusted. I want to thank you to all the stewards, first and foremost, whether you jumped in for one race or you're a race director. Thank you from everyone here who's raced and myself personally. You've done a great job. Much love. Secondly, thank you to my commentators for jumping in. It's been some amazing calls throughout the season. I look forward to doing more of it next year. Well, sorry, next season. And of course, thank you all the drivers and chat for participating and getting involved. Hope you had fun at least, or at least enjoyed watching the carnage unfold. But we're out away for 4 weeks for the sprints. Bit of a break for the rookies and the sprints. But plenty of time to sign up, pick your car, check out the schedule, and get yourself prepared for some more fun. There's going to be 2 more seasons to finish off 2022. So yes, don't miss out. And Porsche Cup announcement won't be too far away as well. We're just going to try to work out a few details. But thanks again tonight, JP and Alex.
Thank you very much.
It's been fun.
It was great fun. And thanks to everyone involved. We'll see you next season.
See you guys. Yep, thanks again. We'll be back in about 10 hours for North America. They can do their final round. We should have a European cast the next season. So if you're in Europe, hopefully we should have broadcasted race. Please still sign up. If you do sign up, please try and commit to the season. It's really hard to organise stuff when you sign up and then disappear for no reason. Don't tell us. It's not just disappointing us, but it disappoints the other people that are actually signed up as well. But anyway, we'll see you back in 10 hours' time. And on Sunday, we're F1. We're off to Suzuka. Yuck. Anyway, bye-bye. Good night. Take care. Farewell.